Finance your business loan today at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
With thatmortgageguyDon.com.
This is an ad for Roundup for Lawns. It kills weeds down to the root without harming your lawn. It works on crabgrass, dandelions, clover. It works on weeds with names you can't even pronounce. It's Roundup for Lawns. When used as directed, always read and follow pesticide label directions.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 40-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term life insurance may only cost you about $100 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-239-1749. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-239-1749. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-239-1749. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. For affordable term life insurance, call 800-239-1749. 800-239-1749 or biglou.com.
Joe Rossi from Greenway Kia here. Tariffs are hitting the auto industry hard, but we're ready. We loaded up on brand new Kias across all 3 locations. Right now, they're in stock and tariff-free, with interest rates as low as 0% for 72 months. Plus, take $3,000 off any new 2025 Kia Sportage. We want to see you in a Kia. Visit greenwaykias.com.
Stock number SG292557. MSRP $30,840. Qualified applicants through KFA. 0 down. $1,388 per thousand borrowed for 72 months at 0% APR financing. Plus tax title license. $899 dealer. $249.50 doc fee. Expires 5/5/25.
Over 100 million people around the world have felt the thrill of Broadway's most spectacular musical, Disney's The Lion King. And now you can too. Experience this breathtaking theatrical event and see why the New York Times declares there is simply nothing else like it.
Don't miss The Lion King, returning to Dr. Phillips Center April 23rd through May 18th. Visit drphillipscenter.org to get your tickets now.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Premier Men's Medical Center restores your sex life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate erectile dysfunction and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To restore your sex life in just one visit, call now. 407-337-5569.
Are you worried about long-term injuries after an accident? I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. Before you settle, know your rights and know your options. Visit justcallmo.com. Let's make sure you're covered. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.
Listen up, Gen Xers. Elizabeth Banks here. The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the way. We've done this before. Music videos, fanny packs, even the World Wide Web. So let's do it again and get vaccinated. We're at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults under 50. Gen X, this is our shot. Visit vaxassist.com to schedule. Sponsored by Pfizer.
If you've been injured in a car accident, call Pound Law from your cell phone. Morgan & Morgan.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, CASH, C-A-S-H, CASH. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The three best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Monday, April 14th, 2025. Lots to get to today. From Katy Perry is not an astronaut to the Pennsylvania governor's mansion hit with an arson attack. And SNL apologizes for offensive jokes this weekend. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, C-Lane.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show. All you have to do is send us what we call a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right in the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Monday?
How are you?
Good. Hanging in there, you know, nice little weekend. Nice little enjoyable weekend. We'll talk about some of the stuff that went down this weekend. A couple embarrassing things. Few embarrassing things this weekend where it was like, ooh.
On your part, or you're sharing someone else's story?
They were just, let's just say there was an event and there were stories going around that I was, not necessarily totally thrilled by. But
I heard them from other people and from you.
I know. That's the rough part. Yeah, it's
I'm excited.
Oh, word is spreading already right now. You guys good? Everything's good? We're back here fired up, ready to go for Monday?
So fired.
All right, okay. Well, those are two very different things. Here we go. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers to the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours. And we go to Blue Origin, the penis-shaped rocket being fired off into space, if you will.
Space.
With a bunch of ladies this time, including in the high-profile group, recording artist Katy Perry, who I hate right now. I have to tell you. I mean, I'm dying.
That used to be your girl, man.
Yeah.
I'm kvetching.
She brought you a beer.
I am dying over here. I'll tell you more in a second. But Gayle King, the journalist, was there. Lauren Sanchez, don't know how she got a ride. Can't think of any way she managed to get herself on the ship.
Passion?
Might have been that. Aisha Bowe, a civil rights activist.
Or a different P word.
A NASA scientist, Aisha Bowe, and civil rights activist Amanda Nguyen, and movie producer Carrie Ann Flynn. Those are the folks who went up in this Space Origin flight 321 to the 10, 9, 8, 7.
Shortly thereafter, you will see the drag brakes that deploy that will cut the speed.
Hang on. That's coming down. I fast-forwarded.
Sean.
Yikes. Hang on.
Is it just this angle? Because I tried to find it this morning, and I could have sworn the first time when William Shatner went up, we got the inside look.
Yeah,
like the
they
footage
did.
from.
But I think they do a little bit of an annoying thing, if I'm honest with you.
Production post.
I think they only give you this one trailing outside shot, and then they go, "All right, now you see them land," and then afterwards. Like, well, go see the special production on Prime Video.
Yeah, what happens is once they land, they pop the SD card out of the capsule, and then the videos are on there.
We have to upload it, of course.
What you want,
the Blue Origin Dropbox.
What you want is the actual footage of them in the capsule, which I heard they were screaming the entire time, which I
would be.
I can't blame them necessarily for that. I can't say it's a bunch of ladies in the spacecraft and they're all screaming, because I would be screaming and crying probably.
They get down, right? They land, and then they bust open that
Spoiler
capsule
alert.
door, and somebody from Jeff Bezos' staff just hands them all a QR code and says, you could download your video for the small price of $99.99.
But if you want it for $109, you have to use the watermark.
A trip to space.
Minus 22 seconds and counting.
New Shepard on the launch pad.
It really does look like a vibrator.
It does. But it works, I guess, right? So they got to keep going.
10, 9, 8,
7, 6, 5,
4,
Here we go.
2, 1.
That's when I poop my pants. No. Can I tell you the thing that's driving me crazy? I screamed into the void this morning when I heard this. Okay. I'm watching these incredibly emotional ladies return from their trip to quote unquote space. I'm watching them, and we'll go over this, being called repeatedly an astronaut, which is just, please, no, we can't do this. And Gayle King, when they're interviewing her, the interview lady, herself was very emotional. I don't know why. But she goes, what did Katy Perry do when you got to space?
I'm sorry, asked Gayle King?
Which is weird. Like, they all went up there. Why are you asking what one of the people did? What did you do when you went up there? When you got up to space? Like, when she starts the question, I think it's going to be like, what were your thoughts? Did you think
what did Katy Perry do?
When you got to space, what did Katy Perry do? And she goes, it was amazing. She sang "What a Wonderful World."
Okay.
While we were but in
the style
trees of green. I never wanted to kill a woman, but I'd strangle Katy Perry in space for singing that song.
But if she was singing it just like the original version,
I'm sorry. I don't like. What an extra look at me moment this is.
It's everywhere though, Sean. I'm going through TikTok. Some of it being live feed or playlists. Even CBS this morning. Isn't that where Gayle King is?
Yes.
And most of them, 98%, was Katy Perry going to space. Katy Perry, space
it's like
time.
We're such a celebrity-obsessed culture. They basically go, Katy Perry is going to space with Gayle King and some other broads. Like, that's the basic headline here, right? Like, Katy Perry, pop star, Gayle King, friend of Oprah, head to space with other mystery ladies. All right, fine. Up we go. Yeah. Liftoff.
New Shepard has cleared the tower.
It looks so fake.
It does look pretty fake.
I mean, it looks like the fakest thing. You talk about the moon landing looking fake. This looks like Austin Powers. And there they go, up into space, or whatever you'd like to call it, in the Blue Origin rocket, out there to enjoy themselves.
I forgot how quick this whole process was, where they just go up there, they're there for like a minute or less, and then they come back down. And it hadn't dawned on me until I was watching the news this morning. They're like, Katy Perry's about to go to space. Katy Perry's about to go to space.
Just her.
And then I went in for a morning
drop off.
Drop off.
Okay. Yeah.
And when I was done, they were done. They were already back from space. And
and by the way, when you're done with your poop,
okay, we were gonna.
I'm just being real. All right, Katy Perry is back on Earth, and Katy Perry is like more profound her experience than William Shatner even, right? She's like, everything is different now. I'm looking at the world differently. And I go, how many feet did you go higher than me last time I flew across the country? Really? Really? How many more feet did you go than I went when she went up there in this spaceship for 10 minutes up in the air?
How
high
does Blue Origin fly?
Yeah, I
62 miles above Earth.
And now, how high does Southwest fly?
35,000 feet. It's the whole thing, man. They put them in these pretty cool spacesuits. I'm not gonna lie. I can't tell you that those.
And I have so much gratitude that we're able to be able to do this. It's
so
not
dramatic.
About going to space.
Why is there a bell to ring?
Oh, it's
My
like a good luck
92-year-old
thing.
grandfather is making the journey to see the flight.
I'm going to be very emotional this weekend.
This journey really is about healing. It's just that my healing takes me to the stars.
No, okay, I have to.
What are they supposed to do, Sean? It's supposed to be dramatic.
I have to. Okay, first things first. It was a couple minutes in space, all right? Second thing is, when you listen and they're like, this journey, the climax of this experience, you guys had 14 hours of training over 2 days, okay? You like a little more than going skydiving. I'm sorry, all right? I mean, like, cool and all, but
you are doing some hating.
God, I have to be honest with you.
Sipper.
It was the interviews for me afterwards. After they landed, it was something about the interviews. And I think I blame it on the lady who was interviewing them, who was so cringe.
What did Katy Perry do?
Overloaded with what was happening there. Here they are coming down.
Shortly thereafter, you will see the drag brakes that deploy that will cut the speed of the
25,000 feet
in half. And then in the last moments,
and there it is. We can see it from the stage.
There comes the rocket down. It's going to relight its engine. We're going to also see a
probably
sonic
singing
boom.
right
We're
now.
Hear that shortly here.
And remember, this is something that had never been done before until.
That's one of my favorite parts. Is Gail King goes, "We told her you should sing Firework when we get up to space," and she kept telling us, "No, this moment isn't about me."
Right.
And then she sang
yeah. And by that she means they didn't pay me to sing Firework.
I mean, I'm still going to sing, right? But I won't be singing one of my songs. With how weird is that? I can't do that.
Just a few years ago, truly the stuff of science fiction that you're about to watch in just
5,000 feet.
Drag
Here we
brakes.
go.
I see
Take again.
Really comes down so fast, huh? Wow.
And boom. Right there. Back on terra firma. And
that's just the
here they
rocket,
are.
though. It's
the capsule still.
The capsule's got it floats over and then it lands slowly.
I can't believe that somebody told her to sing Firework and she said it's not about me.
No, I can't do that. This is not about
Star
me.
Man waiting in the sky.
Sean, I did the math for you, and by that I mean I Googled it. So, like I said before, Blue Origin is approximately 62 miles above the Earth. And then as far as Southwest Airlines.
You got it.
I said Southwest Airlines. Altitude 35,000 to 43,000 feet, approximately 6.6 to 7.2 miles high.
So they go 10 times higher. That's it. They go 10 times higher than us on a Southwest flight.
Significantly higher. This is above the Earth. You're on Earth still.
I am not impressed, okay? I think it's cool, and I think we're doing great things as a species. But, I mean, some of this was, when I was watching, I go, what is happening here? For instance, when the capsule lands, like Sealand's talking about, the little, like the white, the head, if you will, lands out in the desert. And when it lands, they secure it and they put a little, I don't know, like steps. They put steps next to it so you can crawl down out of the capsule. And they start unfastening the hatch on the side of the Blue Origin thing that all these ladies are in.
Was there a lot of champagne this time?
I don't know. I don't know if they drank champagne afterwards, but when they landed and they were working on this, they popped the door open. Okay?
Hello.
So the door pops open, and Bezos and some mystery lady are peeling the door back to open it up, and the astronauts slam the door back shut and proceed to ready themselves for the camera and take some selfies inside the capsule before they are ready to exit for their moment in the sun there. And I go, okay, this is interesting. This is what we got going on. And I have to play at least some of these interviews because it was tough for me to stomach this. It was like, I think I went through more watching the interview than these folks actually did in their journey to quote unquote space or whatever you'd like to call it. All right, here. I think this is Bezos's girlfriend, fiance.
Favorite was Lauren coming out and saying, "Where are my
Lauren
babies?"
Sanchez.
And I also loved Katy Perry holding a daisy, I believe, and holding the daisy up to the sky. After.
Oh, and they were doing all of the jokes too as a couple. She's like, if you don't want to marry me, you don't have to send me to space. Like, you could just call off the wedding, Jeff. You don't have to send me to outer space. And okay, guys. All right.
Her daughter, Daisy. Sweet moment.
With that, let's turn it over to Chrissy
All right, here we go.
Thompson standing
Interview
by
time.
outside the capsule.
I don't really have words for it.
Big hug.
Oh my God, Lauren, I want to cry just seeing you. I'm so proud of this crew. Like, I mean, Gail, we were just talking in the capsule.
In the
doesn't even
capsule.
have ear piercings. She's so afraid to do anything. And she got in that capsule, and I think...
By the way, Gail is the only based one of these ladies.
When they were doing that bell ringing thing, she looked terrified.
She's
Everyone
the
was like,
only
"Yeah,
one who I think is a badass. Gail King doesn't like to fly. Okay? She's the only one among these people that, like, okay, that you overcame a hurdle of being scared and then going on this rocket thing. That's all right, fine. The rest of it, they're like, oh no, I've been wanting to do this my whole life. Or, this is my dream to get up there and do this.
Like, it profoundly changed her. I mean, for me...
Okay, ma'am,
but
what did Katy Perry do?
Put it into words, but like I looked out the window and we got to see the moon.
And it was pink. Was it pink?
The full moon.
No.
It wasn't pink, but it was.
Was it pink? Quick, was it pink?
Wasn't it pink?
What did Katy Perry think of the pink moon?
No, it wasn't pink. I'm sorry.
Almost full, and Earth looked so. It was so
flat.
Quiet. It was just quiet, and
Is it what you expected?
No.
No.
Better.
Yeah. I don't think you can describe it because you know what I was saying. It was like
face is wild.
quiet, but then
there's a lot going on there.
Also, really alive. And you look at it, and you're like, we're all in this together. Like, that's all I could think of.
Yeah, try not to break out into a High School Musical song, honey. Okay.
Katie, take it away.
What the hell? Again, I don't want to hate, but
that's all you've been doing for 17 minutes.
It's one of those moments where I go, it was kind of a cool thing, but is it this?
It's like we're so connected, more connected than you realize, because you just see right here, you see states and all these things that divide us, but we're not. And
minus the billions of dollars that separates you and your fiance from everybody else.
Woman goes to space and finds out internet is mean. This is not the outcome I thought. It's just like, you look down and there's no borders, and it's just
there's states and stuff, but I didn't see where one began.
Also, when I'm on a plane, I can see the planet from 35,000 feet. Can I zoom out entirely? No, but this existential crisis after going on a little tripperoonie seems like it was started by what's his name from
Children
Star Trek.
of the World.
Oh, him too. Yeah, he was super
Richard
dramatic
Branson
too.
was my favorite speech so
Richard
far.
Branson, and then you had what's his name?
William
Star
Shatner.
Trek. William Shatner, and then now this is where
Shatner.
we're at. Everybody wants to have this profound moment.
Your emotion. What makes you emotional?
Joy. Complete and utter joy and gratefulness. It makes me want to come back and just hug everyone and be like, oh my God, we're in this together.
No, we're not.
That's what this is. And
Jeff had told you that it will change you more than you know, and I know you're only a few minutes removed from the capsule, but I can tell already. Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
It's crying again. Third time crying.
I did. I'm like, I don't cry that often.
You cried
So I
3
didn't
times
expect
so
to be this emotional, but it's also all the love that was in that capsule and all
A lot of love in that capsule.
and all the heart and the feelings and all the things, and seeing Jeff before I left.
I can't listen to her anymore. I don't
It's
think.
a lot. Hang on.
I had to come back. I mean, we're getting married. If I didn't come back, that would be a bummer for me.
You, by the way, would say this to me. You said, Jeff, if you don't want to marry me, you don't have to send me this.
Don't have to send me this.
All right. Okay. Now the astronaut part is coming in.
What an incredible experience for you. But the fact that when you're in there, we got to hear some of your audio, but give us some
Just
of
screaming.
those moments when you guys, just from the second you took off to the second you landed, describe if you can for us what.
I've got to save some of this. All right, because I want to get to the part
This
where they're
interview is
gushing.
longer than the trip to space.
It is actually. It literally has been so far. But the gushing over, you're an astronaut now. How does it feel? You're an astronaut now. I'll tuck this away and we'll revisit. Okay.
She's like, I'm sorry, I don't cry a lot. I actually had my plastic surgeon disable that function.
The feature was no good, anyways. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get to you. We'll see what you have on your mind. We got a ton of stuff to get to on a very busy Monday. We should have our friend Amy Caulfield, I believe, joining us a little bit later on this show, and much, much more as we roll on this lovely Monday. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
There's a serious accident affecting all lanes on Lake Mary Boulevard eastbound at US 1792. Keep an eye out for a crash off to the shoulder on Florida's Turnpike southbound before Oakland Exchange. Traffic's still slowing down on I-4 eastbound before US 27 and after.
Skull mic activated. I just wanted to say, I went to a restaurant yesterday, so essentially I am a chef. I will be referred to as Chef Sean moving forward. My experience is all too similar to these brand new astronauts that we know and maybe love. Hello? What?
That lady's plastic surgeon is doing her dirty.
What, you don't think it looks good?
No, she looks like fucking Michael Jackson.
That's because she's aging.
No, baby.
You're rude. I'm going to get all that done to my face. I'm going to get more done than Michael Jackson.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am. I'm
you
going to
don't
do
have time.
it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get my nose thin, like a little triangle.
You have a perfect nose.
I'm going to get that done. And I'm going to get all the rest just changed. I'm going to get him to take my face and take it off and put another face on. I'm going to have him put your face on my face.
You can't have my face.
Yes, I can.
No.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to have him 3D print your face onto my face.
No.
You probably like that better anyway.
Skin.
You probably like that better anyway.
Oh my god, what are you talking about? That's...
You would rather look at your face than my face?
No, I'd rather look at your face.
I wouldn't rather look at my face. That'd be weird.
Yeah.
What do you want?
I don't know.
What are you doing?
I was trying to see.
Oh, yeah? What do they call you? What's your nickname? Dortney?
That was classified information.
I like it. Do you think it was impressive that they went to space?
No.
Okay.
Anyone could do it.
You can.
If I had enough money, I could.
$150,000 deposit. But I don't know.
Wasn't Lance Bass really actually going to go to space?
He was going to, but then they didn't let him go because he's gay.
No, that's not what
They've never had a gay in space, so they don't know what will happen to him. They're worried that he would die.
Katy Perry kissed a girl.
No, but she's not gay. You can't have a full gay in space. Everybody knows that.
What happens?
It's just, we don't know yet. Science doesn't know what happens to a full gay in space. They know what happens to a half gay, but not a full gay.
Butts.
Get out of here. Bye. Get serious, people. Bootsy Moonshine says, Sean tried to heckle me. I was rooting you on, Bootsy. I was supporting you and rooting you on. Because surprisingly, folks, little known secret, Twitch only mega chat, YouTube, sorry about your luck. Bootsy Moonshine is a very good bowler. I did not expect that. And she was like, oh, not very good. I'm going to embarrass myself. And Bootsy Moonshine was just dropping strikes. Just plowing them out. Alicia says, gays in space, coming soon to Fox. Yeah. Why do they block out YouTube sometimes? YouTube is probably champing at the bit. Or chomping. Either one. Let YouTube in. Let my YouTube go. All right, folks. When we come back, we're going to talk about a bunch of things. Oh, we got to get to at some point. I guess Amy Kaufeld, when they were doing the coverage of the space launch thing, the Blue Origin thing with Katy Perry and the rest, had a blooper, which was pretty funny. Pretty funny. So we'll have to go over that. Feral Kitten says, because YouTube and even Mega Chat knows Twitch is better. I mean, it seems like there's favoritism going on. When one gets shut down, it's never just Twitch. It is never just Twitch. Commentary on the APIs of both platforms? Perhaps. All right, we're going back to it.
Amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise. Pickleball. All indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
The championship is back in the Bay for the first time in 40 years.
On the new limited podcast series, Dub Dynasty, we hear from head coach Steve Kerr on how Steph Curry almost never even joined the Warriors.
In fact, I thought we had a draft day deal to end up getting him to Phoenix.
For the entire behind-the-scenes story of Golden State's incredible 10-year run, open your free iHeartRadio app, search Dub Dynasty, and listen now.
We are professional grade at Orange Buick GMC. Online at orangebuickgmc.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, CASH. C-A-S-H. Cash. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Forever at the crossroads between viral news and total chaos.
To learn more about the show, let's go over to the website, thenewsjunkie.com, thenewsjunkie.com. You'll find the podcast. You'll find everything that you're looking for over there on the site. Gotta tell you, a little embarrassing this weekend, if I'm honest. If I'm completely honest, little bit embarrassing. And we had a big event, which is such a great event, honest to God, every year when we do the bowling tournament, celebrity bowling event with Mo DeWitt and justcallmo.com. Rosie's Adventures, which is the charity. It's not just like, hey, the profit from this event goes to Rosie's Adventures. It's like every penny, every single penny raised, all the money that you spend to bowl with us and everything. Pinball, tournament tickets, all of that stuff. All goes to Rosie's Adventures. And I think, Celine, did you remember the number? Like $25,000 or something?
Let me see.
That's incredible.
Around that was raised, which is just great. I mean, this is a company, or not company, a charity that when young kids are very, very sick and get cancer and things like that, they'll bring them toys. They visit them at the hospital so that they can have a visitor, and they They give them things that will take their minds off of what is obviously a very tough thing to go through. So how can you hate that? Pretty awesome thing. But I hate to say this because it makes me sound like a stuck-up jerk, and I promise you I'm not. But station events, whenever I have to go to station events, I'm like, oh, it's a little exhausting, and I want my weekends to be my weekends. I work so much during all the weekdays that when it gets to the weekends, I've sort of said, look, I'm not doing any work. I'm not doing this. I'm going to compartmentalize stuff. So that pops up on the weekend, and I go, all right, let's go. Let's do this. Because last year when we did the celebrity bowling tournament, I had fun. So maybe I could have fun this year. We head over there in Courtney's car and pull into the parking lot, and I'm not lying. When we pulled in, the guy who was greeting us in the parking lot, Sabrina, goes, there's one last parking spot left.
Okay.
And we're like, oh my God, thank God. Perfect timing here. And he's, come over here.
It must have happened to a few people because when I pulled in, there was like, you could park in this little sliver of grass. And I was like, okay.
Oh, were they making everybody feel special? It worked. I felt special for a second. We pull in, he goes, this is the last parking spot. I'm like, oh, thank God, we got the last parking spot. He guides us over into this grassy area just off the parking lot. We stop the car, and I go, we don't have to run in just yet. Let's just sit here for a little while. Let's just sit. Because they decided to have a tailgate in the parking lot.
Who's
and some fans of the station and the show. And there must have been like, I don't know, 100 people in the parking lot or something. There's like this
tailgating?
like a big ass tailgate of all these people, this huge crowd of people. And so we pull up and I go, oh, again, me being a whiny bitch about things. Like, oh, I got to walk by this huge crowd of people. Jesus. And there was a truck that was right in front of us. And I don't know what happened with them, but they pulled out and they're going to leave. And Courtney goes, ooh, should I pull forward and take the spot that truck was in? And I go, no, we're fine right here. Let's just stay right here for a couple more minutes, and then we'll go inside and we'll do the bowling event. And she goes, no, I'm going to pull forward. And she puts it in drive and hits the gas, and she had no idea that there was a parking space bump in front of the car.
I've did that.
And so, and then we're floating on top of the parking space.
There's a big stone.
She freaks out and stops. What do they call him, C-Lane? What's the word for it?
Okay, the person that told me that this happened, that was not one of you two, said she ran over, and I've never heard it called this, a dead man.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the parking stopper being called a dead man?
No. So therefore, did you immediately think she
Courtney
ran over a
dead
corpse?
man?
Yeah, the story going around the event was Courtney ran over a dead man. It's like, well, hold on. Tap the brakes here. So she then, we're teeter-tottering, and she goes, what do I do? And I look forward, and this crowd of like 100 people is glued on us. Every single one of them has turned around, and they're like, oh, hands are over their mouths. They're all like, I was trying to like make a sly entrance and be quiet about it. And then everybody is pointing at the car.
Complete opposite.
Yeah, it's just the other way entirely. And then Courtney goes, what do I do?
Were there any phones out by this point, like taking...
I don't know. There was people starting to run around the sides of the car, trying to see how they could help out.
I mean, honestly, with 100 people, you could just lift the car up over the rest of the...
It was pretty close to almost needing the dead man lift. But so Courtney goes, what do I do? And I go, well, what do you think you do? Put it in reverse and back over what you just did. And she puts in reverse and hits the gas, and the wheels are just spinning. Oh. And the Mercedes is just teeter-tottering on the parking spot.
I would just put it in park and deal with it later.
We got to handle this afterwards. And everybody's just watching this whole catastrophe play out. AJ Soup says, it was a very, very loud ka-chunk sound. It was, you could hear it from miles away, like, wham! And we're just sitting there, hitting the gas, wheel spinning. And somebody comes up and goes, hey, it's your car's, you're going to have to go forward. Going back's not going to work for you.
And so Courtney has to go forward. It's like, dragging.
I gotta say,
over the thing.
Your mouth sounds are on point.
I'm accurately describing what it sounded like as we went over this. And then we pop down and the car like bounces as we hit on the other side.
Did people applaud?
There was applause. Oh. There was a bunch of people were just like looking over. Heads were shaking.
Hated that.
And Courtney goes, I want to die. I want to die right now. And I'm like, oh my God.
Is the car okay?
The car is, anything that happened was underneath it. So
undercarriage.
It's probably fine. Everything was probably okay. But boy, did it grab some attention. Alicia says, my husband ran over there to help her, LOL. Yeah, thank God for him. Even though I was in the passenger seat of the car.
Don't talk to my girl, bro.
Not much of a help. It's like, wow. Oh, God.
Hey, it happens. All for a good cause.
For a good cause. I might need some of that charity money, though, for whatever happened to the undercarriage.
They get to keep that.
I'm going to need just a chunk.
No.
Because I didn't win the raffle. Did pretty good at bowling, though. Honestly.
I saw when I walked by your lane at one point, and you had just scored 2 strikes in a row.
Nice.
And I was like, oh, this guy might Turk it up. But did you?
I wanted the Turk so bad, man. There was nobody who wanted the Turk worse than me. And I was praying to the Turk overlords, and I rolled that third ball, and I think I got 1 pin or something. I was just so excited. And nothing. I got like a 130 or 140 or something. And I said, okay, I feel good about this. I feel okay. We had some great people on our lane. Really, really nice folks. So it was a good time hanging out at that event for sure. Okay, we have a ton of stuff to get into here today. We're going to hang out with our friend Amy Caulfield from Fox 35. She'll be with us in just a moment here on the show. Oh, Vendasaurus says, we got to see Baby Jackson and Baby Miles. Baby Jackson made an appearance.
That's right.
He's the cutest kid. My God, I don't know where this all came from. He doesn't look like C-Lane. Not even just a bit like the guy anymore.
That's just lying. You're just lying to people.
It's like he grew off the side of C-Lane's neck and popped off. Just a little clone.
And he was running around, Sabrina. Like
he has legs, yeah.
Now he can move. He's mobile. He wasn't mobile last time everybody saw him.
Starting to talk too, right?
A little bit, yeah. He's saying a couple things. Doggy is a new one. He's got some others. Bubbles, he says a lot. Boobies, he says a lot.
Jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams.
That's
Not
coming.
Yet. We got to work on that.
Yeah, he was being all like squirmy and wiggly, and so I was like, all right, let me see if I let you down here, where will you walk? Now, bowling alleys can be not the greatest place to just let a newborn or a kid, a new walker,
just kind of explore. The rules.
Yeah, and what happens when he starts walking onto one of the lanes and just hilariously slipping, falling everywhere, and then I'm the bad guy, But what he did do is he just started walking towards where everybody had their balls set up and just grabbing the bowling balls and like smashing them together. And I was like, all right, you got to go, man. You're going to get your hand in there. It's not going to be great.
Did you see who the one guest that everybody was talking about at the bowling alley besides Jackson and Courtney's driving was Coda, the driving dog?
Yeah, that was insane.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
There was a dog in a car.
In a tiny little car with sunglasses on.
Yeah, Coda.
And the dog
Who took the last proper parking spot?
No, there was VIP parking for this dog. That was inside the bowling alley.
I think this is it. This is the dog.
Stop it. Stop it.
This is the dog getting pulled over by a police officer. The dog drives around in this car all day with sunglasses on. And you're just sitting there. Your
paycheck is going to a car for Carl.
Coda, the dog, just driving around the bowling alley was definitely one of the highlights. It has a little convertible, and she just cruises around. It was something to behold. It was quite a thing to watch. So, yeah, it was a good time. Great event. Congrats to the whole crew over at justcallmo.com. They were fantastic.
Everybody had a really good time. I played a little bit of pinball. And the first game that I did, I was crushing the pinball. I was like, wow, I don't think I've ever been this good at pinball. And then I moved one machine over and totally sucked. And I was like, maybe...
No one touched my machine.
Maybe, just maybe, the Godzilla pinball game is just the world's easiest softball underhand ass pinball game.
Yeah.
And it really boosted my confidence until I moved over to James Bond and just died.
Well, now I know if I go back, I just stick to Godzilla and feel like a king.
Yeah.
And just stay over there and just feel like a real winner.
So I got like 13.5 million points on Godzilla. I was feeling like, anybody want to play me? Nobody can touch me.
Can I do this for money? Is this a career right here? There's got to be somebody who's doing that out there to make cash.
Yeah.
All right, when we come back, Blue Origin, we'll get to the astronaut stuff where there were just every single one of these ladies that came off the Blue Origin thing. It was like, you're an astronaut? How's it feel to be an astronaut? And we'll get to that in just a moment. And the results of a study, which I think we need to talk about. Guys and gals, we need to come together on this one and see what everybody thinks. That plus our friend Amy Caulfield coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James McGill and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Another warm and sunshine-filled day is on the way for Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast. And for our Monday, we begin the work week off on a warm note. Temperatures will be climbing to well above normal levels with a high of around 87 degrees. Tomorrow, we'll stay in the mid-80s before a cold front arrives late tomorrow evening into early Wednesday morning, bringing high temperatures back down to the low 80s by Wednesday. Plenty of sunshine.
Let's go, Mike. Oh, God, my allergies are so bad right now. Hit it. All right, we're good. We're going to muscle through. All Day Yucker says that dog got more selfies taken than all the celebrities combined. Yes, and well-deserved. How do you not look at that dog? Unless that dog is, like, secretly miserable. Like, if the dog looks like it's smiling and having a good time, but in all reality, it's just misery mutt, and it doesn't want to be in the car any longer, and it's complaining. If that was the case, that's one thing. But it seems like the dog's having fun, and it's freaking adorable. Absolutely adorable. Excuse me. Sorry. Send it a text. What do we got here? Okay, 3 minutes. Big Digits missed All Day Yuckers. How did you miss All Day Yuckers? He's pretty tall, as I recall, so that's on you if you missed him. Of course, you didn't pull up like I did, with a little more fanfare. Somebody says she's a therapy dog? I mean, I don't know how I feel about therapy dogs exactly, but my God, is that one that would turn your day around. That would be like a good news, bad news dog, where the doc goes, all right, I'll hit you with the bad news first. You've got stage 17 colon cancer. Things are very dire, and you're probably not going to make it out the door of my office. And you go, well, doc, what's the good news? And the doctor goes, hits a little button, and a small door opens up in the office, and the dog cruises out on a car and skirts to the side of you. It's better than that not happening, right? I think it's superior. That dog made everyone smile. I don't know. How do they keep the sunglasses on the dog? Is the question that I had watching that. Does the dog just not give a damn? Is the dog slow? And the dog's like, put the glasses on me. Put me in the car. It all seems a bit weird. But I like it. Jay Ryan says, my luck, the dog would run over my foot. It was all so small, I don't even think it would have hurt you. I think you'd have been fine just laughing. All right, we're coming back. Here we go.
Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit justcallmo.com. Or call 1-800-CALL-MO.
When it comes to restoring cars, Diego's got skills. And with Total Wireless in his corner, the whole world sees them. With the dual camera system on his new iPhone 13, he can take amazing car photos and post them on the fly with super fast 5G, and even turn this hobby into a full-time gig. His claim to fame? Claiming iPhone 13 with 5G on us. Get iPhone 13 with 5G on us when you switch to the Total 5G or 5G Plus Unlimited 3-month plan. Total Wireless, in your corner. For limited time while supplies last. Valid in store. Device taxes and fees may apply. Requires port in and ID verification. Restrictions apply.
All about the presets.
That is the best new feature. It's like a car radio right on the app. There's a list of what's trending. There's all the podcasts. I love it.
Get in on what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today.
Spontaneous pizza cravings can happen at any moment, so they've got you covered. Get 2 bigger slices of hot, delicious pizza plus a Pepsi 20-ounce for just $5 with 7 rewards. Cravings satisfied. Valid through 4/29/25. See app for details.
He's smiling, and that alone should scare you. This
I think she had a blooper this morning.
Hey.
Which is pretty hilarious,
Back
actually. She was talking about the Blue Origin stuff, and your wires get crossed sometimes. Amy Kay was talking about the Blue Origin crew, and I think she thought that a couple celebrities were on board that weren't necessarily on board.
It happens.
It happens. Yeah, there's a star-studded list, so sometimes you'll go, I'm pretty sure Beyonce's on there. It's like, wait, is she? Hold on. It's like, and the moment Amy Kay says it, I'm like, okay, I believe it. And it's she got credibility, but
that was my thing. I instantly took it as fact, and I went, well, I thought that it was supposed to be different.
Well, we got the celebrities going to space anyhow, and it wasn't Beyonce. It was Katy Perry, who, in the most annoying move ever, sang "What a Wonderful World" to the other celebrities with this very ridiculous experience going on the penis-shaped rocket. Blue Origin mission NS-31, and they talked over and over again about their training, which again was 2 days and 14 hours was the training. Half of it was just introducing themselves to each other. Let's be real. They're not doing anything up there, okay? There's not screens where they go blip, 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 mission control.
There's a screen.
This is Gail King checking in. Nobody's doing anything. It's a ride. Yeah, the automated pilot is what does everything.
There's not somebody there, like an engineer.
No.
Just in case anything goes bad.
No, it's all remotely controlled. It is literally a ride. That's what it is. And when they come back, they have these women who are all very emotional.
Unlike Coda, the driving dog, who is actually driving that car.
Yeah, or at least I want to believe it. I don't want to hear anything else other than that. And then they started to really lather it on with how does it feel to be an astronaut? Which after you go on the Blue Origin Bezos machine and you come back and you're like, what's it feel like to be an astronaut? It feels so stolen valor to me. It feels so like, hey, guys, I'm Asian now. That's what it feels like to me.
Have we heard from an actual astronaut about their thoughts on stuff like this? Because
I thought NASA did some cheeky tweet towards them after the first flight.
I haven't seen that. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. But I just think about Buzz Aldrin. I think about
those guys were, some of those astronauts do not mince words. They are not. No. They're not diplomats.
I think about, what was her name? Sunny, that just came back, thinking she was going up for 8 days and staying up for 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
I think about that person, and I say, if Jeff Bezos' girlfriend and Katy Perry are astronauts, we need new words. We bastardize all of these words so they don't mean anything anymore. And you can't tell me that Katy Perry is in the same category as Buzz Aldrin, right? Those, that just can't be a thing. Otherwise, like if Katy Perry goes, noted pop singer, astronaut, and
candy boobs,
voting civilian of America. If she goes out and starts to append that to their name, you know what they should call them? Passengers. That's what they should call them.
Space passengers.
Space passengers is fine. I'm on board. I'll sign up for space passengers. That's fine. We don't have to quibble over anything else. But the astronauts thing, oh God, they were lathering them all up one by one, whoever this lady was that was interviewing them. I think this is Bezos' his wife-to-be that was being told, you're an astronaut now.
It was a feeling of joy and camaraderie. It was a feeling of gratefulness. It was a feeling that we're doing this. And, Alan Shepard, I told you about this, did the same exact flight. And he became the first American in space.
Okay. You know what the difference is? When Alan Shepard did it, we didn't even have the internet, dude. Okay? When Alan Shepard did it, it was like we had just sent a couple of dogs up before Alan Shepard.
And the chimpanzee, right?
The chimpanzee. Some of these animals that didn't even make the journey. Okay? And you were like, for you to come back and go, we essentially did the same thing that old Alan Shepard did. So we're astronauts. It's not the same.
6 women just did the same flight that...
Yeah.
He did it.
Oh,
crying again.
I keep hugging you.
It's really cool.
Yeah,
and I hope that more people get to see this.
Sure, everybody's gonna get to.
I don't even know how much it's going to change me, and I want to thank the Blue team. I mean, look at them. I mean,
Blue
they worked
Origin.
so hard to make sure this vehicle gets up and safe. And
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. It's
So
one
proud.
thing to say you're going to do it. It's another thing to actually do it. And I know there's a phrase in your family that life takes off on the other side of fear. And here you are, just having landed back on Earth. And now you are officially, Lauren Sanchez, already adding to your extensive resume, you are an astronaut. Congratulations.
What else is on the resume?
Congratulations. You are officially an astronaut. You did it. It said it couldn't be done, but here you are. And they did that with each of these ladies one by one. And the whole thing, what was Katy Perry doing while you guys were up there? And she's singing What a Wonderful World.
Being extra.
What do you think? Let us know. Send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. They were crying. And I have to say, ladies, I'm wondering if you're okay. I am honest to God wondering if you're okay. We have this intercompany email that goes around each week. And it tells us, here's where audiences are at. Here's the polling data. Here's how people are doing. One of the things that I saw from this week's email, they said, most Americans say they would be very likely to cry when experiencing the death of a loved one or pet. Okay. Yeah. Obviously. Yeah, 100%. Your pet dies or a loved one dies, you're going to cry. And then they started going down the line of the things that would make you cry. And the striking difference between men and women, it's so clear to me that there is a gorge between men and women in this country right now, where it was 60% of women said they had cried within the past week. 6 out of 10 women said that they had cried in the past week, right? And I certainly hope they don't all have pets dying and loved ones dying, and that's not what's causing this. Men, 26% said they had cried in the last week. 26% to almost 60%. And then when it goes to the last month, almost all of you, when it comes to women, almost all of you have cried in the last month when you look at the numbers from this study.
Is it sad crying?
Well, there's sad crying.
Happy crying?
Most of it's sad because of the questions that they ask. Some of them are like, from being in physical pain. Okay, I get it. From arguing with a partner or family member. All right, okay. From feeling nostalgic. You guys are crying from feeling nostalgic out there? From experiencing a positive moment in history.
I saw all the living actors that were in Saved by the Bell in the same room.
From feeling embarrassed. 13% of people said they had cried in the last month or so. Listening to sad music. Now, here's the one that I don't think should be added in, and I think could skew the numbers a little bit. From chopping onions.
Oh.
That's not real crying.
That is actually my most recent cry.
Yeah, but that's not real crying. That's just like tears coming out of your eyes.
Not some people will be draining from the eyes and nostrils.
That is to crying what the Blue Origin passengers are to astronauts. Okay?
So
it
crying.
is to say similar, but not the same. Not the same. It's just the act of tears falling out of your eyes instead of like an emotional response to what's going on. But women, are you okay out there? Looking at the numbers, let's see. This is 40, 50, 74% of women say they have cried in the last month as compared to 39% of men. And within the past year, most people have cried within the past year. Then it gets to the guys who are like, I've never cried. 1% of guys who goes, I've never cried, not ever in my life.
Red flag.
And then I go, I don't know, man. Like, you never cried? Has your life been that rosy that you've never cried? Or are you a complete robot? Or like, because trust me, I've had enough things to actually cry about in my life that certainly I have cried. Not in the last month, I don't think. I'm not crying as much as some of these ladies in this poll, but there's a lot of emotions going around out there. Is that you? Are you caught up in that? Let us know. Have you cried in the last month? And if so, from what? Onions do not count. Let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com right now. When we come back, Amy Kaufeld, our friend, a Vendosaurus said, I cried at a Buick commercial last week. When we come back, our friend Amy Kaufeld from Fox 35 is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's a couple accidents to look out for this afternoon on Silver Star Road near Pine Hills Road, a crash on Colonial Drive at Springdale Road. Look out for an accident on Lake Mary Boulevard eastbound near US 1792. Traffic is up to speed on most of the major roadways, although on I-4 there's still some slowdowns before US 27 and after State Road 429. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by 7-Eleven. Spontaneous pizza cravings can happen at any moment, so they've got you covered. Get 2 bigger slices of hot, delicious pizza, plus a Pepsi 20-ounce for just $5 with 7 rewards. Cravings satisfied. Valid through 4/29/25. See app for details.
Real Radio has your chance to win a dream home makeover. Brought to you by Fairwinds Credit.
School mic activated. All right, Amy Kaufeld, connecting with her studio right now. She'll be joining us. She may still be under the impression that Beyonce went to space. We'll see if that's still the case. YouTube still has not broken through Mega Chat. The YouTube comments are stranded. Only our smaller audience on Twitch is making it through to Mega Chat right now. So you must do the extra heavy lifting until that remedies itself. Because the only thing we could do when this happens is stop the stream and restart the stream. Which there is no way that I'm doing that with Mega Chat when it will just resolve itself eventually. Publix is trying to make us cry and they always get me. Publix does have some sad commercials, don't they? Like, like a father who's been off to war, who hasn't seen his kid in 2 years, reuniting, and then the dog comes over, and then somehow they get a Boar's Head sub. Also, to everybody who came up and interacted with me or got a magnet or anything at the bowling tournament, it was nice to meet you. To my bowler friends, it was very nice to bowl with you. I had a good time bowling with you. We did pretty well, and I felt like we had some camaraderie going on. I said it better than Bezos' wife-to-be. Camaraderie. And it was just all around fun. So good to see you. Alicia says, what are the episodes of Black Mirror in the new season made me tear up? The Paul Giamatti one. I heard somebody talking about that not too long ago. I don't know where. Television almost never makes me cry. Movies, I have cried at movies, but it's pretty rare. It sounds like one of those things that's like, people would think it's offensive, but it's just very clear that there is a striking difference between men and women and how emotional they are in response to things. And I don't think that's a nurture thing. I think that's a nature thing. Maybe a little bit of nurture. Maybe like too many guys think, oh, I can't, that 1% of guys like, I've never cried. Which is just weird. If I had never cried, honestly, in my entire life, I would want to cry so bad. Can you imagine never having experienced something, like a physical thing? That'd be like never having farted in your entire life. You go, you've never farted? I would want to fart so bad just to experience that. You know what I mean? So I don't understand that necessarily. And then if that was the case, doing it would be like a wild ride. And then you might say, I want to keep doing it. So, yeah, I mean, I think women are a lot more emotional in response to things. And then guys, probably some of it is guys want to cover up those emotions. But most of it is just different chips. Different chipsets in our head. Men are from, what is it? Women are from Venus, men are from Mars? Whatever that hogwash is called. Amy's connected. Amy Caulfield is connected. And we're going to go to her when we come back, all right? Stay put, everybody. Here we go.
Away free half goldbacks to Florida residents only while supplies last. Claim your free Florida Goldback before they're gone at freegoldback.com and get it delivered to your Florida address absolutely free.
Allergies are torture, but Exact from Aspire Allergy and Sinus can help you beat your allergies for good. Exact is clinically proven to give long-term lasting allergy relief in 3 injections. That's right, allergy relief in 3 injections. No matter how long you've suffered, no matter what else you've tried, with 3 injections, you can experience relief from your allergies. Exact from Aspire Allergy and Sinus. Go to aspireallergy.com to book your appointment today. aspireallergy.com.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Accidents happen, but Mo's here to help. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, BANK, B-A-N-K. Bank. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
The most viral newsroom on the planet is still humming along. This is the
On a Monday, glad to get you kicked off and started in your week. And honestly, this is our favorite part of the week, I would think. We just all collectively love our Mondays. It's Monday, and it is time to welcome our friend, Amy Caulfield.
Hey, guys.
What's happening? Amy Caulfield from Fox
Good to
35.
see y'all. I missed you this weekend. I was sad I didn't get to see you at the bowling event. Was it fun?
No, it was great. It was a great time, great event, very, very good charity. And everybody had a blast of a time. There was a dog driving a car, Amy, that was heading around there. It was a whole thing. There's all kinds of stuff.
Wait,
going
inside
on.
the bowling alley?
Yeah.
There was a dog driving a car inside the bowling alley?
Like a viral star dog. And the dog wears sunglasses and then like drives a little convertible around.
Which part are you taking more issue with? The fact that there was a dog driving a car or that it was inside the bowling alley?
It just seems unsafe. I mean, the dogs should be driving cars down roads outside.
Right.
Not in bowling alleys. That's all.
It does seem a bit irresponsible. I'm with you on that. But we were talking about this morning, and I know you watched this as well, this whole Blue Origin trip with the celebrities. They're just like us, and they're going to space.
With
on
Katy
the Blue
Perry
Origin
and others.
Yeah, Katy Perry, and then in parentheses, other folks.
And
Maybe
others, yeah.
Katy Perry, Gayle King, and
Also
other
Rans.
people. Yeah, those folks too. And they all cried, and they were all like, the lady who was interviewing them was like, "You're astronauts now. You're all astronauts."
But they're not.
I don't know. I agree. It's to me like. Here's the thing. I think this is how I differentiate.
I'm glad you
this.
said that, Amy. I didn't want you and Sean to have to fight.
Yeah, they're definitely not astronauts. They were up there for like 4 minutes.
I know.
Listen, if I go up, you bet your butt I'm calling myself an astronaut forever.
It's on
my business card.
I saw this meme where somebody was talking about Katy Perry's trip to space. See, I don't know if you could show this, but it's like Katy Perry's trip to space, and it's SpongeBob, where it's a roller coaster that just goes around one time. It's like a little tiny. That's
over
about,
a little hill.
Yeah, I feel like the differentiator that makes me say whether or not you actually are an astronaut or not is did you do anything? Was there because astronauts usually do some work up in space. They go up there and they'll conduct some experiments or whatever. And to me, Katy Perry kicks open the capsule door and then she goes to her knees and starts kissing the dirt.
Kissing the ground. Yeah. She wasn't the only one who did that.
The Sunny woman.
Gayle King did it too, I think.
The Sunny woman who was and is an actual real deal bona fide impressive astronaut. I don't even think she did that. And she was up there for 8 months, for God's sake.
She couldn't crawl.
Yeah, it was hard for her to walk when she got back.
She couldn't even walk.
Yeah, your footprints were still in the sand where you had left just moments before, okay? I don't know about
it
this.
is the shortest space flight on. Yeah, it is kind of. I mean, it's cool. Like, I mean, it is cool. Like, I don't know. I would do it if given the opportunity. But in comparison to what Sunny Williams and Butch Wilmore just went through, although if I had a choice, I'd much rather do the 11-minute mission. But yeah, they're not astronauts.
Yeah, and you know what she said? Okay, this is why I was biting my tongue so hard. Katy Perry's doing the interview, and they go, "How do you feel?" And she goes, "I'm never taking gravity for granted again."
Oh, okay.
And
people tend to do that these days.
You were in zero gravity for like 11 seconds, lady. Okay? I mean, all right.
You weren't even there long enough.
How does John Mayer feel about that?
Look at that.
We weren't even there long enough to listen to one of your songs.
Yeah, true. That's actually true. Oh, man. Well, here we are. It was interesting to watch, right? We live in an interesting time where we get to see this kind of stuff going down. And then I saw there was this huge survey that they sent around. They send this kind of stuff around iHeart to give us a vibe on how the audience is feeling out there. And I was saying, when I looked at it, they said 1/4 of women have cried within the past day. And over half of women have cried within the past week, and 75% of women have cried in the past month. And that started a bunch of folks over on chat saying, like, yep, there was a commercial I cried at. There was this, there was that. And it brings to mind like the striking difference between how guys react to things. Although I think William Shatner did cry.
He did do a little crying.
He was very moved by it.
It rocked his world more so than Katy Perry even. But
I also think as men get older, they make up for all the crying they didn't do.
Do you think I'm going to get to a point where
I could
all of a
confirm
sudden?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, when I left for college and came back to visit, it's like something changed in my dad, and now he's a crier. And we're all together, and we already know when it's going to start because he's going to go, kids. And I go, oh, here we go.
Is he like reminiscing?
The papa tears. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've heard this happening before. It's not going to happen to me, though. I'm too steeled.
See?
And
this is exactly the problem.
For this world.
Until you have like your first grandbaby, Sean, and then all bets are off.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm so bad about this. I legitimately yelled. Well, I wouldn't say I yelled at Courtney the other day for crying, and felt bad in the moment. She cut her finger like a week and a half ago with a knife in the kitchen, and she does not react to that very well. And she started crying, and I was like, all right, I'll help you. And then of course, it's me. When I was trying to help her, I couldn't do anything right. I was,
you're making it worse.
I got the alcohol out instead of the hydrogen peroxide. I just fumbled the ball at every opportunity I could. And
did she need stitches?
No.
Okay.
That's what I did. When she was crying so hard, I was like, we're going to the hospital then. We're just going, because you need to get stitches, apparently. And I was like, okay, Sean, you got to be a little bit different about this. I'm trying to get better about these things, but here we are.
Courtney.
I know.
Tell her to call me next time.
Get you on the horn.
I'll take care of it.
Is Sean yelling at you for crying again?
Here we go. He's taking gravity for granted again.
All right. Well, what else is happening in your world, Amy K?
Oh my gosh. Well, a couple things that we're working on, and there is some confusion over when taxes are due. Are you guys all done with your taxes?
I am. Yeah, I am. But I did see people talking about this and like, hey, you don't actually have to do it on the tax deadline now or something?
That's correct.
Oh.
It's and I think a lot of people maybe weren't aware. There are actually 9 states that are included in this extension of the April 15th tax deadline. Florida as a whole is included in this. And it's basically they're giving the states a break that had any kind of hurricane damage or other issues over the last couple of months that people might have fallen behind on getting things done. So Alabama, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, parts of Tennessee and Virginia that may have been impacted by Hurricane Helene, all getting an extension. It's just a couple of weeks, but it could help. So May 1st is the new deadline for those who are included in the states, including Florida. So I don't know. It's like one of those things. It's like maybe just pretend that the deadline is tomorrow, just so you have everything done because you don't want to wait till the last minute. If you can help it. But
yeah, I mean, like I know for some people it's a nightmare and it's difficult. For me, it's been relatively easy over the years. I haven't had these huge problems that everybody else seems to have. I just kind of click the thing and follow the instructions.
Yeah, I think Ashley did ours. I mean, I just kind of give her my W-2 now and just go, all right, it's
Good
up
luck,
to you.
babe. My little accountant.
Godspeed.
Meanwhile, she's slow rolling you. She hasn't filed your taxes in years, and she's just waiting until they come arrest you and haul you out of there.
So anyway,
it seems a little like I don't know those people needed that deadline, but it's nice, right? I gotta give a little extra time.
No, it's good. Every little bit helps, right? So, and especially if you owe, it gives you a couple more weeks to figure it out. So that's no fun to find out that you owe. We had a kidnapping situation that happened over the weekend. I don't know if you guys saw this. It happened in a Walmart parking lot in Orlando, and we're getting a little more information today. It sounds like it may have actually been a custody dispute among parents. So we're digging a little deeper into that today. Orange County was a little slow in getting us information about what exactly happened, or maybe they were still trying to figure out, so they hadn't released a lot. So we are getting more info on that today. So we'll be updating that story today. Also, Monique Worrell, who is the Orange Osceola County State Attorney, is going to be having a news conference today at 2:30. You guys have probably been following this, especially any local listeners. This is a story that Monique Worrell was removed from office by Governor DeSantis A new a state attorney was put into her place, Andrew Bain. Then we had an election.
She won.
People voted Monique Worrell back into office.
Right.
And already we're having
That's got to be a good
with
feeling, walking back in with all every FU look on your face, just like, yep, that's right.
But now she's running into more issues?
Yeah. So now the sheriff, I don't know if you guys saw this a couple of weeks ago, Sheriff Mina in the Orange County Sheriff's Office was talking about the way basically cases are prosecuted. And Monique Worrell said that she needs certain things set up in place before cases are brought to her. The sheriff was not happy about that. And they're both the same political party too. So you have to remember, this isn't like a infight, fighting amongst political parties. We're talking about people who are part of the same political party. And so today, the new attorney general for the state of Florida came out and said that they're going to be taking a closer look at some of these things. So now she's going to have a news conference today at 2:30. So we'll sort of wait and see what comes out of that.
I was confused because when I heard about this the first time, they said she has like one of the lowest case rates in the state, and she wasn't prosecuting people, and she wasn't, going after the bad guys like she should, which seems bad to me. And I was like, okay, spotlighting these prosecutors who are like sitting on their thumbs and not going after the bad guys seems like an okay thing. But now what's they talked about how she's not going after cases that don't have an arrest or something. I didn't quite understand what they were accusing her of doing.
Yeah, it's complicated. And basically, she was wanting the sheriff's office to basically have additional paperwork done before the cases get to her. And so in the sheriff's office is basically saying that makes their jobs more difficult. So my question was, when all this happened, and what I wanted, I thought we should do is dig into, well, how do other jurisdictions do it? I think that because obviously Orange County Orange and Osceola is a huge jurisdiction. How does Miami-Dade do it? How do they do it, up in Jacksonville or in Tallahassee and in some of the larger cities? So I think that's kind of how you can get a better idea of, okay, do we do it different here? And why do we do it different here? Anyway, to me, I think it's a lot of like inside baseball stuff. If you're familiar with the legal system, you probably understand it. For those of us who are not, I'm kind of like, okay, wait, how, I don't know how it normally is done. So anyway, we're going to find out today what she has to say at 2:30, and we'll see James Ethmeyer, who is the new attorney general, saying that they are going to basically make sure that things are done properly. And obviously you guys know that, the governor wasn't happy with her the last time around. So
Sure. Yeah. They seem to be battling back and forth here. So it'll be interesting to see what they say today at these press conferences. Anything else grabbing your attention out there, Amy?
We had an Oviedo police officer who was killed in a crash over the weekend. So we're working on that story. It's still not clear if he was on duty or off. And then there was this crazy video, I don't know if you saw it, from the Volusia County Sheriff's Office that came out online over the weekend of a near miss on I-95 where a deputy was almost run over. Gosh, it's so crazy. There's all these move over laws, which we've all had for a long time. Sheriff Ivey in Brevard County has I don't know if you've seen it, has a really funny. Have you seen the funny video that he made?
Oh, yeah, we watched it, Amy. We watched the move over video.
I don't want to call it a music video, but I think he might have.
I think he's really singing. And actually, I was like, he actually has a pretty good voice. It's not bad. But
as far as sheriffs go,
well, there you go.
I don't even know if he has a good voice as far as sheriffs go. Okay. I don't know.
It's definitely got people's attention, though, and maybe that was his point. We're going to try to get him on the show this week to talk about it, but
as long as he gets a number,
right?
If he's allowed 2 minutes to sing live, I'm in.
2 minutes. That's right, or less. But it is interesting, and it is something that I think we all have to be aware of. And I think that sometimes we're just not paying close enough attention. Anyway, if you guys go check out this video from the Volusia County Sheriff's Office, it is really scary.
Yeah, that's wild. It seems like that is a recurring thing that we have seen for a while now. And I don't know how they fix it other than just drawing the attention to it.
I think first steps first. If you're doing offenses, like first offense, not moving over with nobody getting hurt, you should be pulled over and forced to watch that video. That's the first offense, and then
like a Clockwork Orange, they just hold your eyelids open.
Okay, I'll never do it again. I'm sorry.
All of a sudden, they're like, just Florida, this problem has completely been erased. We've solved it. It's no more issues here. What a world.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, it always is a blast to hang out with you, Amy Kaufeld. You're the best of the
love
best.
you guys. Thank you. Tell Courtney I hope her finger is better soon.
We will. We did hear, and you could tell us if this is true or not, that perhaps you thought Beyonce was going to space for a moment.
Beyonce was going to what?
Did you think Beyonce was one of the Blue Origin people? Or
No.
No? Okay.
I heard her say Beyonce. I was like, I know Beyonce.
What?
C-Lane's started a rumor
you're
about
hearing
you.
things.
Yeah.
And you're spreading the rumor.
I thought so. C-Lane's fake
This is
news.
why women cry more than men.
Maybe.
Don't fake news me.
This could be it. Yeah,
She knows
C-Lane
her
swears by
space
him.
celebrities.
Damn.
I also convinced my wife to drop me off at the bowling tournament by telling her Amy Kaufeld would be there, and I forgot you weren't bowling this year.
I was sad. Well, they moved the date because last year, remember, we did it in July?
Yeah.
And you guys remember what happened last year? Is I was driving home. That's when President Trump was shot.
Go back into the.
It was crazy.
That's nuts.
Yeah. So I was like, and then I went to work. And so then when Bus Decker called me and said we're doing it in April, I was like, dude, April's like the worst. I can't do April. So anyway.
Well, hey, have you guys been following, Amy, have you been following this governor's mansion thing where
Oh gosh, it's horrible.
I'm scratching my head about this. We don't have a ton of time, but we're going to get into this story a little bit later. The governor's mansion was set ablaze in, I believe, Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
And
Pennsylvania. Josh Shapiro is the governor there.
And they said that the security guards saw this guy, the arsonist, breach the perimeter, and they saw him like running up to the governor's mansion, but he still got inside and he still lit the place on fire. And I'm going, wow, look at, you saw him, you knew that this was going on, and they weren't able to stop this guy before he busted in the house and lit the governor's mansion on fire. So we got to figure out what's going on.
The pictures are nuts.
Yeah,
I mean, really nuts.
I got to tell you, when I heard that they saw the guy, Amy, and that they were watching him, I thought, well, clearly there's no damage. And then the first photos of the damages came out, and I go, are you kidding me?
Yeah, they were lucky to be alive.
Yeah, this is
like it was 2:00 in the morning. They said they woke up to troopers banging on the front door.
Yeah, we're going to get to that in a bit here when we come back on the show. Always a pleasure talking to you, Amy Kaufeld.
Thanks, you guys. Love y'all.
Yeah, from Fox 35. Make sure you're hanging out with her each and every day over on Good Day Orlando. If you're here in town, no matter where you are, get that web browser fired up and go to Fox35Orlando.com. They have the best news roundup you could ever ask for. It's how I start my day. It's how you should start yours as well. Amy, we'll see you next week.
Love you guys.
Love you, bye.
Love you, Amy Kaufeld. All right, we'll be back in a second. We'll talk about this governor's mansion thing. And we got to talk about something else that happened over the weekend that isn't getting a lot of chatter just yet, but it will, I think. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Traffic slowing down at the Ramp Junction where Florida's Turnpike meets the beach line there. There's an accident where Lake Mary Boulevard meets US 1792, causing heavy delays. There's stop-and-go traffic on I-4 eastbound before US 27 and after State Road.
School Mike. Activated. Still just Twitch. It's the saddest, slowest chat ever. Just a slow Twitch chat. Our YouTubers are like, they're at the fence, holding the bars of the fence, staring in. Just not invited. Not allowed. I won't stand for it. I wasn't trying to be rude. I love my Twitch people. Fantastic human beings. The best of the best. I vouch for them. Except for that one guy. But I want the gates to be open. I don't want it to be a walled garden. My governor's mansion would be wide open to all of the arsonists, is what I'm saying. How freaky is that? That story is so weird. I don't know how they did not stop this guy. They knew the guy was coming. They saw him at the residence. They saw him running up to the house, and not only did they not get him before he got to the house, he busted into the house and he lit the place on fire. And then he had, I believe, a hammer. Very Nancy Pelosi husband vibes here. He had a hammer and he was looking around the governor's mansion trying to find Governor Josh Shapiro, the governor of Pennsylvania, and he was going to beat him to death with a hammer. And they didn't stop the guy before he got all the way into the house at 2 o'clock in the morning. Security fail, man. That's bad. You know what I mean? That is bad. I don't know about that. I don't know how that happens. Bootsy says, let him cook. Security. I guess. So, almost like there was a couple people who aren't the biggest fans of Josh Shapiro on his own security detail. If that was my security detail, I'll tell you what, I'd probably get a new one. You want to talk about you only had one job? Literally, protect the governor. And there you go. You almost let him get Pelosi. And I remain the sole human being with an opinion on the internet who thinks that going after political figures equals bad. All right? I'm standing by that really spicy take that, like, arson of the governor's mansion is bad and, like, targeting political people that you disagree with is bad. In this case, the guy, it appears, tried to burn down the governor's mansion and attack him with a hammer because he was big mad that his mom had, I believe, been foreclosed on or something. They were like government auctioning his mother's house. And so he wanted to kill the governor. That story's wild. That story's wild, and the story about this insane kid, younger guy, I should say, who was part of some online group of weirdos. I don't know if I think they called themselves neo-Nazis. And he wanted to take out Trump, so he offed his parents. And he did that to get access to their money so that he could go through with his plan. See stories like that, and then I just shaking my head. Like, what is happening out there? YouTube. I've just been told. YouTube. Heads up. If you comment feverishly, the comments will break through. They'll break through the wall in Mega Chat, and you will arrive. But your comments are coming through with such softness. They're landing like a feather. Your comments have to be harder. So comment harder. We're coming back.
Insurance or not, it's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Here's what's trending now on the new and improved iHeartRadio app.
You are not going to want to miss this. Lizzo is opening up like never before on Purpose with Jay Shetty, and it's an episode everyone is talking about. Plus, Troy and Belisario shares what life has been like after Pretty Little Liars on Post Run High, and it might surprise you. And Amanda Knox joins Bobby Cass to talk about surviving prison and life nearly 20 years after being wrongfully accused.
Explore the latest. Open the free iHeartRadio app and see what's trending now.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, BANK. B-A-N-K. Bank. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Story time with the three best friends you never knew you had.
for me. Eye-opening weekend, game changer, really, you might say.
What happened?
And it's not that I went and saw Minecraft and did the old chicken jockey thing. I have not done that. No, that's not it. We'll talk about that a little bit later on the show.
Go and see Minecraft and not do the chicken jockey thing?
No, if I'm going, I'm at least chicken jockeying. What
Does that
the
mean
hell?
you threw popcorn as well?
No, I haven't seen it yet, but I would like to at some point in time, maybe post theater run. We'll see here.
You should just start finding places in different movies to throw popcorn. Just
Chicken
like
jockey!
this is the thing, right?
Sir, this is Schindler's List. The hell are you doing?
If we chicken jockey every movie, we are going to go viral. We are, in the worst kind of way, going to go viral. We spent some time this weekend watching the live streams from Coachella. And I don't know.
I watched a couple of those.
Did you? Okay. All right, good. That'll be helpful here. C-Lane did too. Okay, good. I am going to go down on the record as saying the Super Bowl is no longer the performance of the year. It's not.
You think
the
Coachella?
Super Bowl, Coachella it's like 11 Super Bowls. It is like
The production
11.
value was insane. I did not expect
Absolutely
that.
Unhinged production value for every one of these main performers that were going. It's like they gave them a huge budget and said, do something crazy on the stage. People who I wasn't even a huge fan of. Now, actually, I think Lady Gaga is pretty talented. And I've seen her at work before. And she's like, she knows what she's doing. You know, she's a leader and she knows what she's doing. Lady Gaga's performance in the desert in Indio, California for Coachella. Wow, man. Way bigger than the Super Bowl. Are you kidding me? Way bigger. She had this like giant chessboard, and she's like, there's a play. There was a play in like multiple acts that was taking place between all of the songs that she was singing, and it was like visually gorgeous. And I didn't even really care about the music that much. I was watching like all these performances were next level insane. Every single one of them that I was watching, I go, this feels bigger than the Super Bowl. This feels bigger, except for a couple of them. Okay, and this is where like I had a bit of a moment.
We're going to be judgy again?
Watching the Coachella
Also, do you guys want to
footage.
go ahead and address the thing?
What thing?
The thing?
Oh, C-Lane's fake news thing? He can handle that himself.
You spread the fake news, so-
I messed it up. I got it wrong.
Retraction? Do you have a retraction thing we got to run?
She said fiance, and I heard it wrong.
It wasn't Beyonce. Amy Caulfield did not think Beyonce was going to space. She said fiance.
But you took that and you ran circles.
What? I believe Amy K, number one, when she says something. And then when C-Lane says that Amy K said something, of course I'm going to give credibility to that. I didn't think I would be let down so absolutely intensely like this. But here we are. All right. So Coachella.
Who didn't you
right? like? I'll start with that. Lady Gaga was amazing.
Missy Elliott.
Missy Elliott was really cool. She, too, had all these stage elements going on where you're like, what the hell?
So great.
I mean, the performances were, I don't know another word than big. There were big performances that they were doing in front of this huge crowd of people. And they're going to do it again next weekend, I think, for Coachella, because they do like 2 weekends of this show.
Yeah.
All the reality stars go out into the desert and bang each other and then watch some performances in the meantime. And one thing that I noticed was I go, oh, there's a couple of acts I want to see here. And you could go to the YouTube Live and like scrub backwards and go see the performances that already had been streamed. And so I go, oh, Jimmy Eat World. And so I scroll back and I watch Jimmy Eat World. And I okay. And then I went back and I watched Green Day and Green Day's performance as I was watching this. And I go, this is a weird moment in my life. The bands that I grew up listening to, when I see them now performing at these venues, they're old men. That like Weezer is a bunch of old guys.
It's
all right,
not a fun feeling.
It is weird. It makes you feel old. These bands that like I used to watch them and they'd be talking into the microphone and they'd be like, yeah, F the system, damn the man, save the empire. You know, they've got like all their rock star things that they're saying to the crowd.
Anarchy.
And now when they do it, I'm like, Billy Joe Armstrong, you have never missed a mortgage payment. You are like the dutiful citizen who files his taxes on time. Like it's so weird. They're graying old rockers who are still performing on the stage. And I kind of felt a little sad.
I felt the same thing when I went to, it was 20-year anniversary of, I think it was Emery, Amberlin, and another emo band that I absolutely loved in high school. And then I'm watching them perform my favorite songs from one of my favorite albums.
Brings you back, right?
And then I'm looking at their dad bods. And and that's what aging is, and I understand it. But I'm like, when I was here in this exact spot watching you on stage, and you were like skinny jeans and climbing the stage. And
exactly.
It's strange.
It's a little bit weird, isn't it? We watch these bands that kind of grew up with, and you heard their music on the radio, and Weezer and Green Day were such big influences kind of on the culture at that point. And now I look at the bassist from one of the bands, and I go, dude, full on dad bod. He's got long gray hair, and they look like Crosby, Stills, and Nash on this stage at this venue, and it just seemed a little sad. And then Courtney and I started talking when we were watching this and kind of feeling these things. And I said, isn't it weird that there are certain people that didn't make it this far, that died? And like, would Kurt Cobain be on the stage at Coachella with a big dad bod?
You never know, man.
Like, Kurt Cobain is like now just regular 50-something-year-old guy, a couple of kids, and everything's in order in the household.
Sex Pistols just recently announced that they're going on tour. I think without one person who said they're not going to be with the woke band. But I imagine when people go to the show, it's going to be kind of daunting.
Yeah. You're watching these guys and you're like, I know you shop at the grocery store just like I do. I know, like, you're just living a normal middle-aged man life.
There's nothing wrong with living a normal middle-aged man life.
I know, you're right. There's not. But there's something about, like, seeing
aging.
Green Day play at Woodstock and everybody's throwing mud at them and they're like the epitome of youth, and then seeing them now and they're a bunch of 50-somethings strumming the same guitars.
It's weird
your
because
taxes, everybody.
I watched Green Day, and we watched Green Day. We watched the whole thing, stayed up late because Ashley really wanted to see Good Riddance. And I was like, well, that's going to take a while, I think. And it did. It was the last song.
Oh, yeah.
So they did play it.
It was the last song, and he let a fan play guitar the whole time, and Ashley didn't even think it was that great. So now she has stayed up till like 1-something, and she's disappointed.
With the old rockers playing on the stage.
Well, the funny part was I didn't think, and maybe because it was just the way his hair was done, the way he was dressed, I didn't think Billy Joe Armstrong gave me that feeling of, man, this guy looks old. But I'll tell you, Trey Cool did.
He did, didn't he? He looked like an old man behind those drums.
Trey Cool is a year younger than Billy Joe Armstrong.
Yeah, it was so weird. It's like this kind of moment where I feel like, oh, I'm getting old. Like I'm segueing into, the bands that were cool they're old guys now. And they're up there kind of, their hips don't move as well as they used to. And Billy Joe may or may not be wearing a wig on stage right now.
See,
and
I didn't
People
care.
think that was a wig.
I didn't care that much about all of that as much as I did. Like the thing that I think makes me feel old is like, I go, Sunday, I was like, let me see what's on the Coachella stream. And let me bring up the damn schedule so I can see who's going to be on there. And I go, all right, well, Shabuzi's playing. I watched Shabuzi's set. It was pretty good. And then who else? Don't really know. Oh, Zed, I've heard of that. I've heard of Zed.
When I heard Tiesto was going to be playing again, I'm like, this man has not missed a music festival for 35 years.
He's on all of them.
It's insane.
I think they just leave him up there in the promotional posters for the events that they do.
But even on the main stage, there was a couple people I didn't know, and I was like, I'm not going to be up late for Post Malone. But the rest of these people, There's a Kashi instead of Kesha. Don't even know what that is.
Brand new. Yeah.
There's a Bob Villain.
I saw that. Bob Villain. What's happening here? All right, quick break. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina, we'll get into your thoughts on all of this. What's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? He came, he saw, he made it creepy and weird, and Mickey Rourke is gone. According to reports, Diddy's trial will feature Exhibit F for Freak Off Watch Party. Plus, Windows 95 chime is headed to the Library of Congress as soon as it's done rebooting. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
Today on The Big Show, Flagler County has themselves a mystery. Plus, a Connecticut man rushes to a crash scene, but not for the right reason. We'll talk some sports with Brandon Kravitz, tons of great prizes for trivia, and we'll end it up with a conversation with Ray Trinley from TK Law. Plus, your calls, text, and talkbacks.
The Jim Colbert Show, today at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
Hey, Central Florida, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast. And for today, we are going to be expecting plenty of sunshine along with warmer temperatures, especially compared to this past weekend, with a high of around 87 degrees today in Orlando. We'll stay warm tomorrow, highs in the mid-80s. A cold front does arrive late tomorrow and into early Wednesday, helping to bring temperatures back down to the low 80s. No rain in sight, though, all the way through Easter weekend. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Looking for affordable blinds, shades, or shutters for your home? Don't hire an expensive pro. Check out Blindster.com, where we offer custom-made window coverings at guaranteed low prices with a team of pros ready to help you every step of the way. Blindster.com.
Right now during the Jeep Celebration event, well-qualified current FCA lessees get a low-mileage lease on the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L, the rate of 4x2 for $369 a month for 36 months with $3,999 due at signing. Tax, title, license extra. No security deposit required. Call 1-888-8925-JEEP for details. Requires dealer contribution and lease through Stellantis Financial. Current vehicle must be registered to consumer at least 30 days prior to lease to qualify. Extra charge for miles over 30,000. Not all customers will qualify. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 4/30. Jeep is a registered trademark.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Future health, weight loss.
Get access to weight loss meds like Ozempic, Zepbound, and pill options if you don't like injections from FutureHealth.com. The meds eliminate hunger and cravings, while Future Health handles the rest. Best results, best price. All online with no insurance needed. Join those losing 10 pounds in their first month. Visit FutureHealth.com. Future without the E to start losing weight this week.
Future health, weight loss.
Data based on independent study sponsored by Future Health. Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion.
Morning, Paula.
Morning, Ron.
Another day in Adminville, am I right?
What are you working on? Oh!
You okay?
Your tabs. You have so many open.
Yeah, gotta order lunch for the big client meeting. With great responsibility comes tabs.
I can help. Close all those tabs and open just one, EasyCater.com. Online ordering from local restaurants, plus tools to save time, stay on budget, track expenses.
One tab to rule them all.
EasyCater, the smarter way to order food for work. Order now at EasyCater.com.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
At Rasmussen University, we offer a full suite of nursing programs from pre-licensure to doctoral, online and on campus. Programs vary by campus. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Florida.
Roundup Dual Action products rock like a hardcore metal band. This stuff kills existing weeds down to the root. And for an encore, keeps them from coming back for up to 4 months. That's a non-stop 16-week tour of killing and preventing weeds in all the famous outdoor venues. The patio, the driveway, the mulch bed, even along the fence. When it comes to your hardscapes and landscapes, the stuff puts on a show. Roundup Dual Action products kill and prevent weeds for up to 4 months. This stuff rocks. This stuff works. When used as directed, always read and follow pesticide label directions.
Allergies are torture, but Exact from Aspire Allergy and Sinus can help you beat your allergies for good. Exact is clinically proven to give long-term lasting allergy relief in 3 injections. That's right, allergy relief in 3 injections. No matter how long you've suffered, no matter what else you've tried, with 3 injections, you can experience relief from your allergies. Exact from Aspire Allergy and Sinus. Go to aspireallergy.com to book your appointment today. aspireallergy.com.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce!
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
Your direct line to the
being with us, the 3 best friends you never knew you had, going through the most viral stories of the day. Learn more about the show at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Excuse me. Okay. More water, please.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hey, smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don. ThatMortgageGuyDon.com. He is the man, the legend, and your best friend, especially when it comes to big life decisions like refinancing, buying your first dream home, debt consolidation. Maybe you're looking to expand your business, reverse mortgages, and everything in between. He is a stand-up guy who's looking out for you and your family. Get the process started today by going to ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with ThatMortgageGuyDon.com.
Nice to see Don over the weekend.
Great guy.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
He was, is he doing the drinks again?
He did, yeah.
Yeah, he did. He did. He was bowling in the lane right next to me, too.
Love that.
There was a moment where I felt somebody grab my ass, and then I turned around, and that mortgage guy, Don, had put his hand out right behind my ass like he was the one who grabbed it.
This is where fake news starts. Wait,
No,
who was it? Who
it
grabbed
was
you?
Courtney.
Oh,
Courtney, Courtney grabbed my ass, but then Don saw it happening, so he leaned behind me, so I turned around, I'm like,
Nice prank.
That mortgage guy, Don, just
Yeah.
grabbed my ass?
You have a very lovely and soft squeeze, Don.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Anyways, 113 years ago, Sean, you remember this.
Was not alive. No, I don't remember.
A lot of people were not alive on this day. In 1912, the unsinkable Titanic, you guessed it, sunk, collided with an iceberg on its maiden voyage and began sinking. 716 survivors and 1,517, and not so much. Tragic deaths, though, made
Man,
careers for what?
I said, that's a lot.
There's a lot of people that died, yeah.
Yeah.
Leo DiCaprio, though, very rich. And James Cameron got to make that whole underwater IMAX movie thing. So that's exciting as well. Speaking of sinking things, also on this day, 32 years ago, 1993, Don Calhoun of Bloomington, Illinois.
Yeah.
Got a free ticket to the what game? This is their theme.
The
Knicks?
No. Come on.
Heat, the Heat.
You grab it by the
Lakers?
horns.
Bulls. The Bulls.
The Chicago Bulls and the Miami Heat. And you got these tickets from a friend, but that friend, great friend, because a member of the Bulls promo staff approached him during the second quarter and asked if he'd like The reason promo staff picked him, and make this note for all of you that either own or are looking to purchase, they picked him because he was wearing shiny gold boots.
Okay.
So show up to all sports events with shiny gold boots, and you could be a millionaire if you could make the half-court shot, that is. We got an update on Mickey Rourke. He's looking for a new reality show to be on because he's gone.
Damn.
He has been kicked off Celebrity Big Brother and accused of inappropriate on-set behavior. How does one get accused when all of the evidence is there in multiple angles?
Yeah, the whole thing's
I think
broadcast.
It's just there. So his time on UK Celebrity Big Brother, very short. He's been bounced from the show due to inappropriate language and unacceptable behavior. It started with the comments with JoJo Siwa. He got the slap on the wrist. He did the apologies, but I guess he took it way too far when he puffed up his old man chest to another contestant by the name of Chris Hughes from Love Island.
He was going to get into a fight with him?
Yeah, so they were doing this pirate thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the most recent clip I sent to the chat there.
Okay, I got this.
I don't know. I can't tell why he snapped, but boy, did he snap.
All right, want to watch this one here?
Yes, please.
How's things been going out here? There is a rat amongst us, Captain.
Yeah, real rat.
Real rat. Step back in line, soldier. Mickey. Ahoy!
Mickey.
Ahoy! You're not the captain of this ship. Ahoy! Back up, soldier.
Don't eyeball me. Mickey,
Shows JoJo.
Whoa, whoa.
He's joking. This is Big Brother. What did you say? He's joking.
He got mad at being called. He got mad at being called a rat.
Yeah, in the game. In the
As
game.
a pirate in character.
And then JoJo Siwa is still trying to stay in character, like ahoy, ahoy, ahoy. And then you couldn't hear it because all the cursing and the beeps. Big Brother narrator. What do they call that? You watch a lot of Big Brother.
It's like, I haven't watched it in a long time, but it's like the Big Brother house talks.
Okay.
So it'll be like, Big Brother tells you to calm down, Mickey Rourke.
And the house came over to the loudspeaker and said, come to the diary room right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where they let him know that he gone.
Oh, is that the second clip here?
Clip, yeah.
All right.
About your behavior. Earlier today, in a disagreement with Chris, your language and behavior was threatening and aggressive. Right. Big Brother does not tolerate threatening language or behavior.
Damn.
Right. In addition, you have used inappropriate sexual language to Ella.
Ella.
I'm not aware of that, but okay.
He's not exactly mounting an epic defense of himself here.
No. Also, no shirt on, if I'm seeing that correctly, just a top.
No, he's got a shirt on, I believe.
Okay.
It's just, it looks like very skin colored, yeah.
Caused offense to your fellow housemates and could cause offense to the viewing public. Right.
Right.
This is not the first time Big Brother has had to speak to you about your offensive and inappropriate language.
Yes, sir. I did wrong. I apologize. I'm sorry. I can't take it back. You know, I stepped over the line. You know, I take responsibility for doing the wrong thing.
What?
Too bad.
I lost my temper, and I've been trying to work on it my whole life.
Okay. Same excuse he made before.
He's like taking apart his water bottle as he's doing this, just chilling there on the couch.
So, see you later. Now, I know it's been a while since you've watched, but people do leave the show, or
not very commonly. No, no. Like getting kicked out is pretty rare in the Big Brother household. Remember when we watched that one summer and the one racist white girl was on blast?
Yes.
They let her go through the whole summer saying all kinds of stuff.
Do you think
that was
it's
building
different
up.
in the UK? Like maybe they just have different rules?
Yeah. They're way more sensitive over there. Yeah, for sure.
And I imagine if he's like trying to, they don't want anyone to fight.
No, you can't fight in the house. If you swing on somebody, that's like you're out of there immediately. Gone.
You wouldn't make it 2 seconds. You love to swing at people.
No, I don't. No, it's not true.
Freak off watch party, everybody. Isn't that exciting?
Yeah. All right. Okay.
His trial beginning in just a few weeks, and it seems that the freak off tapes have made it into discovery and will be shown to the jury if a new proposed questionnaire is any indication. They submitted, they being the lawyers of Diddy, this questionnaire late last week, I think late Friday, and according to the AP, it contains questions about potential jurors' willingness to watch sexually explicit videos or videos that depict physical assault. Diddy's team also reportedly wants to know about jurors' views on people with multiple sexual partners.
All right.
The questionnaire reportedly contains more than 70 questions, some with subparts, and the AP says prosecutors shared their own letter with the judge in the case, calling the whole questionnaire too long and worrying and maybe too confusing.
Probably.
So when this all begins, set to be May 12th, I guess we'll see if the freak-off tapes make the cut. But what didn't make the cut after all these years is that lovely Microsoft Windows 95 reboot chime. Congratulations. Yes. It's going to the National Recording Registry.
Pretty iconic.
You bet your butt. That's Brian Eno. That's who commissioned the iconic reboot chime, the Microsoft sound. And it was more than 30 years ago. Other 2025 inductees include Tracy Chapman's self-titled debut album, Elton John's Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, Amy Winehouse Back to Black, Bitches Brew by Miles Davis, and Mary J. Blige's My Life. So very exciting. Congratulations to the sounds and the artists with their albums. On the Boob Tube, American Idol, The Voice, the second season premiere. I'm sorry, what?
That was the end of it. That was logging off.
Oh, all right. Well, in that case, follow your dreams and me on Instagram, @Sabrina Ambra. Most importantly, say it with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. And there's another name. All right, when I was watching all this Coachella stuff, imagine if Amy Winehouse was still alive. And then she was one of these aging bands like Weezer.
I don't know if she would. She had such an iconic voice. I think she would just be the.
But would Amy Winehouse would she have gotten her life together? And now there's a band called. Do you know who the Libertines are? Are you guys familiar with the Libertines?
I've heard the name. Yeah,
Baby Shambles. Baby Shambles is another band. There's the lead singer is this British guy named Pete Doherty or Doherty or whatever.
Hello.
And one of my favorite things in the world is that this guy who was this crazy gutter punk and he was doing heroin and living this wild, crazy rock star life. He just could not be controlled. You couldn't get this kid in line. Now if you look up photos of him, he's a fat dad bod guy. And he's just living a regular life and, paying all his bills.
The only people that have been able to pull off the look throughout their entire career is Rolling Stones. They still look just as disheveled as they did when they started.
Yeah, and I don't think, when I watch Elton John or some of these other guys, I don't think it's as sad as I did when I see the rock bands. For some reason, the alternative punk rock bands getting old is doing something to my brain. It's a little weird. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get into the story about the governor's mansion being lit on fire in Pennsylvania. And how on earth did this happen? There's so many questions to ask. We'll get into that. We'll get into more of what happened at Coachella that I want to chat about and a whole bunch more. It's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on...
Let's go, Mike. You know who was a surprise performer at Coachella when I was watching? Flipping through the channels. What do you got on these streams? And it said, ladies and gentlemen, next on the stage. Yo Gabba Gabba. So Yo Gabba Gabba is performing at Coachella? What the hell's happening here? And then I watched T-Pain. And I hate to say it, but T-Pain kind of sucked. He's so talented. And I don't know if he couldn't hear himself, but it was not great. It was not great. The hippie Will Vicky says probably because he wanted to tie up JoJo and make her straight. I think Mickey Rourke is just a weirdo. He's just a weird old crank. And that's why they picked him. They literally picked him because he would be oil and water with these younger, Gen Z types who
like the UK is not like America. America has rejected some of this like language policing. America has long rejected politically correct stuff. America, after a long time, 10 years or so of it, has rejected a lot of the things people label as woke and all that. In the UK, no. There's a lot of stuff you can't even say. You'll end up in jail in the UK. So they knew that they're going to get this old school guy and this new generation that does a lot of like word policing and stuff, and they knew it just wasn't going to work. And then Mickey Rourke doesn't have the brain to control himself and like follow the rules and just like be a decent dude or whatever. So that blew up. But last night, strangely enough, Courtney goes, I got a movie for us. And I go, all right, cool. I'm excited. What movie are we going to watch here? And she goes, it has JoJo Siwa in it. And I go, I don't know if I could do that. JoJo Siwa is in this movie? And she goes, yeah, JoJo Siwa's in the movie. And it's called All My Friends Are Dead. It's like hashtag AMFAD or something. All My Friends Are Dead. Thankfully, JoJo Siwa is kind of only in it in flashbacks and stuff. But it was kind of fun. It was kind of fun. It was like one of those movies where if you were a certain age when the movie came out, it would have been important to you. You know those movies? It was like one of those. Even though it had JoJo Siwa, it wasn't bad. It wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. Someone go say Trump sucks in YouTube chat. If you said Trump sucks and then somebody responded with like MAGA forever, baby, 3 kisses, it would unlock the block. And YouTube would start cruising through. In fact, it might unlock the block so hard that the YouTube comments will be like highlighted when they come through. OMG, they're blocked? Well, they're not blocked in the traditional sense like I raged and blocked the YouTube commenters. It just happens sometimes with MegaChat. Like MegaChat won't like the connection it makes and then it'll fix. Watch, probably halfway or 3/4 through the show, the YouTube comments will start coming through again. Folks, gather around. Can I let you in on a little secret? Little secret. Little secret from me to you. I got all the show prep together before the show today, as one in my position does. And as I was jumping into the shower, I hit print on all of these stories. Tons of them. Tons and tons of stories. And then when I got out of the shower, I looked for them, and there's only just a small amount of them that printed. And I realized I am completely and totally out of printer paper right now. So basically, I'm waiting for an Amazon delivery. And whenever that Amazon delivery comes, I can drop the rest of the paper in there. I can print out the rest of my stories. But right now, I'm without like half of, if not 2/3 of my show prep. It is unacceptable and unbelievable. All right, we're going to talk about this Governor Josh Shapiro thing next. How did his security suck so bad, a la Trump's security when he had a sniper on a rooftop? How did the governor of Pennsylvania's security suck so bad that they saw somebody, knew they breached the perimeter of the governor's mansion in Pennsylvania, and didn't stop that person until they had broke into the house, lit the house on fire, had an entire room engulfed in flames, and were approaching the governor to kill him with a hammer? Pretty big fail, right? All right, we're coming back right now.
Chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. From car accidents to personal injury cases, Mo has you covered. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free, new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. WIN. W-I-N. WIN. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
High diving, face first into the world's most viral newsroom.
And this massive security lapse, like, how could this happen? All these politicians rely on these security teams, and apparently a lot of them suck at their jobs. They just are so terrible at defending people that it comes to this, but we'll see what went down with that story in a moment.
I'm sure it varies by state. How much security do you think a governor's mansion has?
I would think they would have a significant amount. Like, you're living in this public building. It's very much the state's White House.
Yeah.
I would think that they would want to make sure those people were very, very protected.
But I feel like I'm immediately reminded for some reason, I know she was not a governor, obviously, but Nancy Pelosi's husband.
Yeah, right.
Had security detail as well, yet this guy still showed up and beat him with a hammer. So
Not only is that kind of relevant in this story, do you know the guy who broke into Josh Shapiro's governor's mansion in Pennsylvania, he had a hammer with him and was going to attack him with a hammer.
God.
He was trying to run into him in the mansion and going to attack him with a hammer, a la Nancy Pelosi's husband, who got whooped with a hammer by some lunatic dude. And we'll talk about the motivations on all this in just a moment. But I want to boom her out, if you don't mind.
All right.
Okay.
Are you calling yourself a boomer?
Momentarily boom her out,
all right,
because I really did. I was talking about the Coachella streams and how much I enjoyed watching some of that, and I got introduced to a couple of groups that I hadn't heard of. The way they put together these lineups is very strange to me. Like Yo Gabba Gabba was on the lineup, like a little kid show thing, and
from our time, or mine rather, but
they mix in a bunch of stuff like that. And I was watching a bit of the DJ stage.
Oh, yeah.
And there was so many of those DJs that literally just go up there and hit the play button and then, rocking their hand in the air, like, and pretending they're hitting all the buttons and stuff.
And they have like 7 decks in front of them.
Yeah. They have this like big stage setup, but they're not doing anything. It's like a whole big pretend thing that goes on. But that's not the thing that boomered me out. The thing that boomered me out was, I go, oh, you know who I kind of dig? It's like, let me watch Travis Scott's performance. Let me see what he did. He's got some pretty good songs. Huge crowd, massive crowd of people.
Oh, every time we saw like the overhead shot of the full scope of the crowd during Green Day, it was just like, oh, no.
Yeah. It was a lot. There was a ton of people out there. I don't know why anybody would want to be in that crowd, but, regardless, they did. And I'm watching the Travis Scott performance. And the thing is, the stage show and all of his dancers and all of that is very cool and impressive and talented. But they literally could have put anybody else on that stage. I say this with almost no exaggeration. I could have done what Travis Scott did for this performance at Coachella. He had a microphone on, but he wasn't even doing anything. Like, there was all tracks that were playing.
What do you mean? Like he was
wasn't
just
rapping.
hype manning himself?
He was kind of hype manning himself. It was like 10 seconds would go by and he might say a word. He might get like one word in or 2 words in. And I'm watching this guy, and I'm going, wow, this seems like very, very unimpressive to me. Travis Scott, who I know is popular, and he's got some good songs. I dig some of his songs, like Goosebumps and stuff. And I went in there hoping that it would be impressive. I have half a mind to believe the folks who got trampled at Astroworld were heading away from the concert when that happened, because it was so bad. It was like just a bunch of like mumbling and random words into the microphone from him when this music just kind of played in the background. It made me feel raging like a boomer, but I really, really, really thought that was bad. And I swear to God, I could have
really
done it.
known for that. I mean, there's
For
certainly
what?
rappers that you'll go see and you know off the bat that it's going to be their tracks and then they're rapping on top of it. But then there's, you know, the hype moment and they're kind of just rapping over their own audio. But
Yeah.
Travis Scott always thought that his was like a show in and of itself.
I thought it was supposed to be
And
crazy.
A little bit more choreographed.
He would like stage dive into the crowd and just really put on a hell of a show.
And they're saying, at least a lot of people talking about this leading up to it, that he had spent $12 million of his own dollars on this performance.
Are you serious?
What part?
I didn't watch it.
Was the 12 million?
I didn't watch it.
The stage show was cool, and it was a lot. There were a lot of cool visuals and stuff. He had a really cool stage out in the middle of the crowd at Coachella, but he was just every once in a while going, yeah, yeah, like that's the entirety of what his performance was. I'm not exaggerating. It was that bad. Okay, we'll see what you think about all of this and more. We'll get to our first dispatches of the day in a moment. Now we got to talk about what happened at Josh Shapiro's governor mansion.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so blown away by this. I don't understand it unless I'm missing something. As best I could tell, you got the governor of Pennsylvania, a guy who should be protected, his wife, their 4 children, 2 dogs, and another family that had just celebrated Passover with them. They're sleeping in the governor's mansion, peacefully, one would hope, at 2 a.m. The security team at the Pennsylvania governor's mansion sees somebody breach the perimeter. When they see them breach the perimeter, they call it out. Yet this guy, 38-year-old Cody Balmer, is still able to get all the way to the governor's mansion, break inside, and light the place on fire.
Do we think there's a chance that there is a protocol in security where that says, like, hey, just because this guy breached the perimeter doesn't mean we can start shooting? Like, you remember when they
tackle the guy?
They had the first attempt on Trump.
Yeah,
at that the rally that he was at. They knew the guy was there, but they're like, hey, we can't have the headline, next week or the next morning being that we killed some guy with a telescope. So they need to make absolutely sure. And
but if somebody breached, if somebody breached the White House security fence, Sealand, do you think that they would shoot them before they got into the actual White House?
I don't think they would shoot you. I think they would send a team and tackle you.
I think they would shoot you.
You think they would shoot somebody?
I think if you went through the security perimeter fence at the White House and you went barging through one of the windows to break into the actual White House, like jumping through the window to like light the White House on fire or something, I think they would probably shoot you, would be my guess. Maybe not, but I don't know. Like, that's just how I would think it would go down. And in this case, they saw this person and the guy got all the way to the mansion. And like Sabrina mentioned earlier, he did a lot of damage. He lit the whole place on fire. There's rooms completely.
House.
She was trying so hard to get that in.
Governor's mansion.
It was a disaster, security-wise and otherwise. And here's some of the reporting.
Police say this man, Balmer, jumped over a fence at the residence, was able to then evade state troopers who were on site. The troopers said that they actually knew that a breach had occurred, but this man was able to evade them, break into the residence, set fire to the residence, and then escape back over the fence, again, without getting caught until much later on today.
What? Did we outsource the security? Is there some guy in India watching a webcam monitor or something? What is the security?
Could that be the case?
I don't know, but like, how else do you see the guy? You're like, oh, he's climbed the fence. Now he's approaching the house.
The person who's sitting at the desk with all the screens around them and sees that. they don't radio somebody?
I would think there would be physical
guard?
people. Yeah, I would think there would be actual people standing guard outside the perimeter of the governor's mansion. He's the governor of a state. But somehow they dropped the ball this bad? That's really weird. That's very, very strange as I see it. Let me see if I can find the... I want to find the photos from inside because it was pretty bad, the amount of damage that was done.
Yeah, they said he used they said homemade in the article I was reading as opposed to Molotov cocktails that you could just buy off the shelves. But yeah, they said that was part of what had caused so much damage in this governor's mansion.
Yeah, take a look at this. The whole damn
That's
room
the
here.
picture that I saw. That was it.
Yeah, it's really bad. They really did some serious damage to the governor's mansion, and it's just a wonder that they didn't run into the governor himself and the guy didn't attack him with a hammer like his plan was to do. And all this was done, by the way, because this guy was mad. I guess his mother's house had been seized and the government was auctioning it off. And he hated the governor for doing this, for taking his mom's house away. So that's why he was mad at Governor Josh Shapiro. Josh Shapiro should be mad at his security team. How the hell did they drop the ball like this? That guy should have never gotten into that house. Never gotten into that house. But he did. And now they're kind of working on the fallout of all of this. Pretty wild. So actually, I'll put the photo of that up over on See It Now on the newsjunkie.com so you could take a look at the damage done there in the governor's mansion. All right, let's go to you. Let's work in a couple of Monday dispatches because we have not done too many so far. Here is, excuse me.
Bless you.
Talking about crying and different types of crying. Val has a video dispatch for us. Here we go.
Hey, describe the crying because they cry actually for the first time in a long time last week. I was completely overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
My son looked at me and he's like, "What's wrong?" And I started crying for like 5 minutes. But I find myself tearing up here and there watching videos or when I feel like nostalgic.
Right.
But it's just like a teardrop. It's not huge. Like, it's not like sobbing, unlike last week. But yeah, that's
in the same way.
There's multiple types of crying when you
Yes, there has to be, because the onion crying is not crying like your dog died. Those two things are not the same.
But the way that I cried watching Love on the Spectrum and Abby's song to David is different than I cry when I go to a friend's celebration of life.
How long ago was this?
What? Which one?
Was the one when you were watching Love on the Spectrum and crying? How long
That
ago
was 2 weeks, 1 week ago. 1 to 2 weeks ago.
You would be in the category where you have cried within the last month.
Oh, absolutely.
There was an astonishing amount.
Does it count when you laugh so hard that you cry?
No, I don't think so.
Like when somebody told me the story about you arriving at the Just Call Mo Celebrity Bowler.
Shut up, man.
And I laughed so hard that I cried.
That's not the same at all. Those are very, very different things.
Those were tears.
How dare you? Let me go over to one more real quick. Here is a lot of people talking about whether or not Katy Perry's an astronaut or not. She's not. Not in my book. I'm sorry. And she's just a cringe factory. The idea that Katy Perry got out, I saw this snapshot right here. She got out of the Blue Origin thing, and then she set down a mat so her knees wouldn't get dirty, and then she kissed the ground. It's not like, what? All right. I mean, first of all, if you're going to kiss the dirt upon returning to Earth, that's one thing. But you didn't want your knees to also get dirty, so you had to put down like a little praying mat, like you're aiming toward Mecca or something. So weird move, man. Not an astronaut, okay?
Somebody in the texting service made a good point. And where is it? Blah, blah, blah. If Katy Perry can fly on a drone rocket, because by definition it's a rocket that's not controlled by anything inside it, it's kind of a drone. Mm-hmm. If she can fly on a drone rocket into space and be called an astronaut, then every time I've flown on an airplane, I can now call myself a pilot.
That's what a lot of people have said. And I think that, like, we don't need to take away from the coolness factor. It is kind of a cool, novel thing.
But everyone else is calling her the astronaut. It's the Blue Origin people. It's the lady interviewing. So at what point is Katy Perry supposed to be like, stop calling me that?
Yeah, I'm not even going after Katy Perry for that. Many other things she did were very cringe. But it's like marketing for Blue Origin, where they make sure they tell everybody, you're an astronaut. Congratulations, you're an astronaut now. And that's just not real life. That it doesn't work for me. Here's Flip talking about these ladies going to space. Hello, Flip.
So the interview with the ladies from Blue Origin that went up there was just so cringy and gross. It was just utterly ridiculous. I don't know why we're giving folks who just go up, poke their head through the atmosphere, look around, and come back after a couple minutes any play at all.
He's not a fan.
And to say that, it was the same trip that Alan Shepard did or whatever, that just sealed the deal for me. That's such BS. It's ridiculous. He piloted a rocket. There was hardly any automation to it at all.
Back then, no.
These bitches just went up there and and fluffed each other's egos the whole time.
Okay.
Flip, this is the Big Brother house.
Get to the diary room.
I'm going to need you to go to the diary room, Flip. Got some minor issues to iron out here during the break. We'll see how that goes. When we come back, they heard us talking about it, clearly. Heard us talking about it and stole our idea once again. Unbelievable how this happens on this show.
Should we be contacting Moses?
I think we might need to.
All right.
Give him a day. It's been a busy weekend.
We'll go over this. We'll talk about what's happening here. We've been robbed. It's happened. What is it? That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is
The Monsters in the Morning.
And also, this is a man who wants a full fringe suit, by the way. So
well, listen, I can be fruity tooty sometimes. That's fine. I'm talking about full. I saw that you just recorded that.
Thank you for that.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
Traffic slowing down due to an accident off to the shoulder on Florida's Turnpike northbound before Osceola Parkway. There's an accident off to the shoulder on I-4 eastbound approaching Howland Boulevard. Emergency crews are clearing up an accident on Lake Mary Boulevard eastbound between Country Club Road and US 1792. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle, founder of Blindster.com. I started Blindster in 2010 to make quality, custom-made blinds affordable to everyone. Traditional window covering retailers are expensive. Our prices are low, and our blinds are guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
They told us nothing but lies.
These timeshare thieves out there are terrible.
They bullied us.
It was a nightmare. We felt stuck.
Our timeshare is all a scam.
They stole from us. They were thieves.
I was completely taken advantage of.
Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, founder and CEO of Wesley Financial Group, and I know the tough spot you're in. Are you asking yourself, why did I buy that timeshare? I'll tell you why, because that presentation wasn't a normal sales pitch. It was a show to convince you that timeshare is a great investment. They told you it was available today and today only. They said you're foolish if you don't buy, and unfortunately, you believed them. We get over 3,000 complaints a week from folks just like you that were misled into buying a timeshare. Give us a call. I guarantee if we take you as a client, we will cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-981-4455. 800-981-4455. 800-981-4455.
When it comes to replacing your roof, father and son know best. That's why FAS Exteriors is Orlando's #1 window, door, and roof contractor. You can count on fair pricing, install perfection, and customer satisfaction every time. When it's time for roof replacement, see for yourself why customers in Orlando trust the leader in FAS Exteriors. Because father and son really do know what's best. Schedule your free consultation now at FASW.
Let's go, Mike. Activate. YouTube is still not broken through. Their limp-wristed comments have not bashed through the barrier that is holding them back from Mega Chat. Anybody see the Minecraft movie? Did you chicken jockey yet? Did you see the Minecraft movie? $80 million this weekend, which is wild to think about. 120 mil plus on the first weekend, 80 mil on the second weekend for Minecraft. That's $200 million. Now let's do some movie math here. This is a thing I'm interested in that I follow kind of closely. The Minecraft movie cost about $130 million. All right, $130 million plus marketing for the Minecraft movie. It's already well over $200 million domestically. And internationally, it's making money beyond that. This movie's in the green. This movie's going to make money. It's going to be successful. It's going to be huge. Obviously, there'll be more movies in the future. Jack Black, huge resurgence for him. The guy's box office, not dynamite, because that seems bad. He's not box office poison. He's box office gold, is what Jack Black is. $125 to $150 million movie. Probably another 25 mil, 50 mil for marketing. They've already made their nut back in the Minecraft world. Compare that to Snow White. Snow White, which cost $350 million to make after reshoots. And that probably doesn't include a marketing budget of at least 50 mil, if not more than that. 400 million plus. And Snow White, I don't even know if they've eked over the $80 million mark. They haven't made, in all the weeks they've been in theaters, Snow White has not made as much as Minecraft just made in its second week in theaters. Failure. That's huge. How do you operate a business on those losses? You made a movie. It cost you nearly $500 million to make it. And when I look at the theaters, there's like 4 seats, 3 seats, 4 seats in each one of the theaters that are taken. Minecraft lands and you've got full theaters. You've got cops showing up. You've got kids throwing popcorn. You've got an absolute cultural movement going on. Why? Why such a big, stark difference? Why the young boys show up for Minecraft in droves, but the young girls didn't show up for Snow White? Ask yourself that question. Why? Why did the young girls not show up for Snow White? If they did, Snow White could have been every bit as big as Minecraft, even bigger. But they had a lead actress who waded into a bunch of political stuff, said that it's not going to be about a fairy tale, this is not going to be like all the other Disney movies, stirred up a bunch of stuff like that, kind of ruined it for everybody else who took part in the movie. And then Minecraft, where they just kind of chilled and made a movie about digging. But that thing is printing money right now. Wait till we come back. We got something to tell you that's going to take it to the next level. Okay, we're coming back.
On Hit Nation Junior. And learn something new with podcasts like Wow in the World.
Scientists were working on self-driving cars in 1939.
iHeartRadio, because every family road trip deserves a great soundtrack. Open the iHeartRadio app, search family, and listen now.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. WIN. W-I-N. WIN. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Watching the world burn with some friends since 2007. This
Monday. And there's something that we talked about on the show that is now real. It's an actual thing. We'll get to that here in just a moment. We did see some reports coming across about an earthquake in San Diego.
Oh, really?
The whale's vagina.
Yes.
And I guess there's been an earthquake at San Diego, and they're just kind of starting to see just how bad this may have been for those of you live with the show.
It says preliminary 5.2 magnitude earthquake strikes near San Diego. But for whatever reason, the Google search part of it, where they're trying to do like Google stuff, it says 3.3. But the other sources I've heard say it was over 5 on the magnitude scale.
All right. Yeah, I mean, that's bad enough that it could have caused some damage. Could have been pretty bad. Like this other earthquake we saw not too long ago. So we'll keep an eye on that and see what's going on.
It never stops.
No, there's always something.
Always. I mean, every day since January 1st.
That's the glory of this show. There's always something going on in the world. And going back to the very first show ever, there's always something happening out there. So this is where we see it happen and then try to make it fun. And we'll see what happens with that. I don't know if you can make an earthquake fun, but at least we could see.
They had that earthquake ride at Universal. I loved that thing. That was a lot of fun.
For its time, it was good, huh? Well, they went and did it. They're leaning into things here. Minecraft, a runaway hit at the box office on the heels of the Snow White failure, which still hasn't even hit $80 million, the Snow White movie.
You say heels, but this is not. Minecraft isn't Disney, is it?
No.
What is it, DreamWorks?
At the box office, I don't know who's behind Minecraft, honestly. It doesn't say on anything I'm looking at here. Well, I know Jack Black is in it, and so is Aquaman.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the two
Jason
big
Momoa.
stars. Yeah, those are the big stars of Minecraft. It does show you, though, very obviously, that people are still, especially young kids, are still interested in going to the theater, especially if they make a moment out of it. But then we ran into some problems, didn't we? There were some issues with something they called chicken jockey. And I know if you're listening to the show, you're like, what is chicken jockey? What does this mean? It literally just came from one of the characters that they showed in the Minecraft trailer, which is a chicken with a little character on it. It's a chicken jockey on this chicken. And it's a very rare NPC or non-playable character in the Minecraft video game, meaning that while you're wandering around the Minecraft world, you don't see this very often. So it's kind of like a nice little Easter egg thing.
Hello, chicken jockey.
The chicken jockey, right? That's it. And so then when the chicken jockey comes on the screen, the kids started going nuts.
Was there a
freaking
phrase?
out. I don't even know if it has a phrase, honestly. I think it's just literally the moment that the chicken shows up on the screen.
So I remember seeing the clip, and it was like, I think it said, "I'm chicken jockey," but I didn't know if there was a call and response kind of moment that happens in the game.
Well,
I guess I'm too old.
They like this little character, and they're just memeing and doing their thing.
Risen.
And all these theaters, like here's an example, this moment, chicken jockey, and then everybody goes absolutely AWOL.
Yeah, see if they say the line with him.
They say chicken jockey? So Jack Black says chicken jockey. He's like, chicken jockey? Yeah. That's my Jack Black.
Nice.
Chicken jockey.
Coming in.
And then everybody goes, they throw their popcorn in the air. There's chickens. They have actual chickens in the theater. They have had all these things go nuts.
Also,
and
did they just turn the house lights up?
they did. In that theater, they turned the house lights on. It got that crazy. And I'm telling you, do follow along with me. I have taken a liking to, I'm trying to get away from a lot of the dumb, super partisan political silos on Reddit, like places that shouldn't be political, make everything political. And I love the employee subreddits. I'm probably not supposed to be there, but like I'm in the Chick-fil-A workers subreddit. I'm in the Papa John's worker subreddit where they all just kind of bitch about what's going on at work. And the movie theater employee subreddit is so great.
Do you post in the Papa John subreddit and tell them old war stories like some combat
in my
vet?
day,
like
we had a magnet.
You don't know when anchovy orders used to come in. We used to freak out. It's been a while.
Anchovy
I don't know if it'll be
jockey.
stolen valor. But movie theater employees, r/movie theater employees, is so great to follow right now. And somebody says, Minecraft isn't sustainable. Courtesy of one of my ushers. These pictures are not mine, but the team is losing their minds having this crap every single time they show the movie. This is the result of an entire theater deciding to throw their crap everywhere. And these are all from different cleans. We have a 15-minute turnover time, and we can maybe spare enough time to have 4 people cleaning each of the theaters. I had kids leaving cups of ketchup balanced on top of doors so they would fall on the next person who walks through.
That is messed up.
Last night, some kids ran into a totally different theater and hid behind the back row of seats. I've had to tell multiple groups of kids that we will call the police if they don't leave. We haven't had to follow through on that yet. This is the worst show
Just call the police.
I've ever worked. They said it's worse than Barbenheimer. It's worse than the Eras Tour. It's worse than Moana 2. They were all busy, but those people were engaged in the show, so it didn't matter. People in Minecraft don't care. I've had to give out refunds for other moviegoers who had crap dumped on them, and they show more photos of the theaters just absolutely covered in crap.
Oh, wait a tick. So, you said ideas were stolen.
Yeah. Ideas were indeed stolen.
It's my idea, isn't it?
Minecraft has announced 4DX Minecraft movie chicken jockey screenings that they are now doing across the country.
Give us an effing cut.
They're saying
Come
level
on.
up. They tweeted out, Regal did. Regal said, level up your experience of a Minecraft movie with our chicken jockey screening exclusively in 4DX. Dress up as your favorite Minecraft characters. Whoop, yelp, clap, and shout chicken jockey. Get your tickets now. And
wow, it doesn't actually say make a mess of the place, but guess what's going to happen?
Yeah, that's the ultimate outcome that you're going to receive from this.
But a great opportunity to sell some extra merch.
Yep.
And here instead of the bag of popcorn, we have these giant popcorn kernels, and you could throw them however you want because they won't hurt people. And at least everyone who's buying tickets is aware that this is going to be the moment.
Hey,
what? How much?
Not for nothing. They're charging $25 a ticket for the chicken jockey version.
Well, that's 4DX.
Is that how much it is anyways?
I thought so.
4DX?
I think it would be reasonable to up the price a little bit to make up for the cleaning time. But also, you were talking about the one guy on the theater worker subreddit talking about how he has a 15-minute turnover time. Yeah. I was wondering if all this chicken jockey stuff was going to have to force some of the theaters to up that time and change the scheduling a little bit to make up for or to account for how long it's taking to clean up these Minecraft rooms.
You can't expedite it. You physically have to have these poor employees go around and clean up all this crap every single time this happens. And here's somebody, I think, getting arrested during one of the screenings. The cops are questioning this kid towards the front row. Right at the chicken jockey moment, too. And I don't even know if anybody was able to freak out in this theater. That's how weird all of this is getting. And yes, Regal is leaning in and saying, guess what? We are going to have a screening here specifically for those kids who want to freak out. This is now a cultural phenomenon. It's big. It's massive.
Presentation of a Minecraft movie. Please, no throwing popcorn, and also no lapis lazuli.
This is somebody in the theater giving a warning. Wait for it.
And also, absolutely no chicken jockeys.
Jack Black.
Oh, it's Jack Black.
Jack Black goes into the theater and is talking to the kids before Minecraft goes, and they're like, ah!
And then they start throwing popcorn at him.
What a great move for Jack Black, though.
Oh, yeah.
This is massive, man.
Oh, I think there was a story, too, today or sometime over the weekend that said that the director thinks this is hilarious. The director of the movie is loving it.
Sure, of course he is. They're banking on it.
Yeah, and the director is saying some of the arguments I think that we made really was like, hey, adults do this crap too. Adults have Rocky Horror Picture Show. Adults have other movies where they kind of react to them as they go along. And he goes, this isn't some big deal. They're just having fun.
The director saw the pictures of the aftermath.
I guess so.
It's a bitch to clean up and to stay on schedule for the next movie.
But guess what? The director, not impacted by this.
No.
The movie theater owners, Not really
No way,
impacted by
Jose.
this. They'll make more money, the movie theater owners, because of this. More kids are going to go and buy these 4DX tickets and stuff. But these damn employees who just want to work in the movie theater have to pick up after all these people. That's the brutal truth of it all, isn't it? That's the tough part in all of this.
Maybe they buy them one of those like crazy industrial vacuums.
Yeah.
Where
the big giant ones.
Yeah, and you just
Where it's like,
suck up all the popcorn and it'll be much easier.
I don't know how they
Roomba,
do this.
a giant Roomba.
I know that one of Courtney's nieces works at the movie theater, and Courtney goes, "How is it? Is this really a problem for the Minecraft movie?" And she's like, "Oh my God,
the worst.
It's just the worst. It's just every screening." You go into the normal theater, and a couple jackasses have left their popcorn behind. You got to clean up a couple of sodas and stuff. But then you go into the Minecraft one, and oh God,
everywhere.
Yeah, it's an absolute cluster F.
It sucks.
All right, we got to get to SNL apologizing. SNL is apologizing for a bit that they did over the weekend. That doesn't happen all too often. You've also got jury duty coming up in just a bit here, including an update on the Weezer bassist's wife who got into the shootout with the police. I didn't think there could be another crazy twist in this, but there is. There's another insane twist in the Weezer bassist cop shootout story, and that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1. Smith this weekend on Real.
To the Hawks. A second straight win will be in reach for the Rays tonight when they host AL East rival Boston. Tampa coming off a series win over Atlanta. UConn superstar Paige Beckers is expected to go first overall to the Dallas Wings when the WNBA draft opens tonight in New York. I'm Seth Everett.
You wouldn't drive a car under the influence, so why would you operate a boat? The FWC wants to remind you that operating a boat while impaired is just as deadly as driving a car and carries the same penalties. Be as safe at sea as you are on the land. Visit myfwc.com for more info.
RC Hill here. I'm making car buying easy again. You could drive a nice new car for just $3 down. Because this month, it's a breeze to get keys. Plus, save up to $10,000 on a new Mitsubishi with a lifetime warranty. You could even drive the redesigned 2025 Outlander top safety pick and Yamaha stereo system. Or the new Mirage, voted best price new car in America, starting at only $15,900. I'm RC Hill. 2 locations, DeLand and Ocala. See all my rides at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit and $3 down. Require bank approval.
So, you finally have some time to yourself. Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. You've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Get ready for fun family gatherings by replacing your old windows and doors with beautiful designs from Renewal by Anderson. One reason, they're customizable. Choose from a variety of styles and finishes to match your home's aesthetic, with each product custom built to fit your home's exact specifications. James says installation went smoothly. Installers polite and professional and hardworking. Take advantage of Renewal by Anderson's 1 month only sale. $300 off all windows, $825 off patio doors, plus $0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 18 months. Bonus offer. First 50 callers get a free True Scene screen upgrade. Call Renewal by Anderson today for your free design consultation. It's simple. Dial pound 250 from your cell phone. That's pound 250. Say the keyword best windows and be connected in seconds. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia, official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613.
Kevin, why is my auto insurance so expensive? I need to switch because my company raised my rates again.
I hear you. Let's go, Mike. YouTube, you gotta push. You gotta birth the comment into life. You have to really push it through to break into Mega Chat. It doesn't seem like that's going to happen. And I don't even know what to do with it. I don't know what to do with it. What a letdown. The good news is, though, we're coming back right now.
Customers who reported saving when they switched. License number L012294.
The new iHeart app just looks better.
The best feature of a car radio on the app.
It's the presets.
Super easy.
And thank you for keeping it free.
Get in on what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today.
iHeartRadio. Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com, and we sell custom blinds, shades, and shutters at low prices. Our blinds are handcrafted to fit your windows, and if they don't, for any reason, we'll remake them for free. Your satisfaction is always guaranteed at Blindster.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
He won't hesitate to call you out when you're being a little ASCII. This is the news.
In jury duty, so do not miss these. And don't forget, you can learn more about the show. Connect with us over at thenewsjunkie.com/share, thenewsjunkie.com/share. One thing that I heard, not to revisit the Coachella thing again, because I watched the stream stuff this weekend, but how does this make you guys feel, Sabrina and Sealand? This stat kind of grabbed my attention. So Coachella, all these big music festivals, they're quite costly. They're expensive. And you can see why when you watch on TV. You go, holy cow, the stage setup is incredible. Like I said, it's like 11 Super Bowl performances. It's really impressive.
T-Pain's was really cool.
Love me some T-Pain. Saw him last year at Bonnaroo and was just so, pleasantly is not the right word, but so incredibly surprised by how wonderful his performance is. He is such a great performer and so fun.
I didn't think he was good at Coachella, but
I didn't watch his, so I couldn't tell you. But at Bonnaroo, it was like, he's killing it.
His voice sounded bad at Coachella, which is not like T-Pain, because T-Pain has a beautiful voice. I don't know if maybe the monitors weren't great or something, but something went down there. But how does this hit you? 60%. 60%.
60%. That's
of the people who purchased tickets for Coachella finance them. 60%, 60, the majority and then some. 60% of people who bought tickets to this music festival financed.
How much were the tickets?
I don't know how much they cost. They're pretty expensive, but that is crazy to me. We are setting up this, it's a trap. It's the financial system trapping young people.
It's the new buy a house right now. We'll give you all the money.
Well, what it is right now.
What happened with financial crisis of 2008?
This is an effort, I think, Sabrina, to normalize for young people in particular financing everything. Finance your DoorDash order.
That's insane to me.
You could do it. 3 easy payments.
This hat.
Mm-hmm. You could literally, you buy a hat and you make 4 payments or something. Klarna, Affirm, whatever. Finance everything. 60% of the Coachella tickets were financed.
I got some deets.
All right, how much are they?
This is coming from Billboard, but also allsides.com, putting it together. GA tickets cost $600 each.
Okay.
But fans could purchase them for a down payment of almost $50 plus a $41 fee. And how the media covered it. So All Sides kind of breaks down if it's left, right, and what have you.
The $41 fee, right? If you want to, through Coachella, finance your tickets, the $41 fee alone generated over $4 million in revenue for them.
My God. That's insane.
Everybody's financing their concert tickets. So don't worry about it. Future me. Future me will pay for this Coachella experience. I must be here. Damn.
We had to come up with just an internal finance system with the Beyonce stuff. Where it's like,
it was fiance, okay?
A shared notes app, and everyone's just going to do their own payment plans.
Yeah,
but,
it's expensive.
Please don't make it weird with everybody.
That's what's so crazy about all this stuff. So you have these young kids growing up. They're getting in trouble at the Minecraft movie, which they obviously financed their tickets for. And then afterwards, they want to process that. So they DoorDash some food because, you can't just go to a place anymore. You have to DoorDash the food to you. So you finance that. And then you got to go to the big concert. So you finance that big purchase. And then you finance your car, and then you try to finance a house, but that's really difficult.
Finance everything.
So people who are of a certain age have like 9 billion payments a month. The idea when I was younger, and I'm sorry this world has been ripped from your hands.
It was IOU. We wrote it on a piece of paper.
You had 2 main bills, maybe 3 main bills that hit you each month and hurt a little bit. You had your rent. Right, that hits you, and you get your big payout out there. You had your electricity bill, your power bill, and then you had maybe like internet. 3 bills tops. Those are the ones that you paid, and then it's, oh, God, all right, got my bills paid. Now I'm good for the month. Now you're like, well, on Tuesday I got the Coachella ticket bill, and then on Wednesday the Wendy's that I bought, the Junior Bacon Cheeseburger, I got to pay off that financing.
And then there was that Amazon order of bulk toilet paper and a cool shirt that I also finance.
Had to have it, though.
So as we see this more and more, and concert goers are given the opportunity to finance, is that something that comes into the deal of the venue and the artists that are playing? Like, hey, guys, we know for sure that they're going to finance.
Right.
So here's a cut of that.
I think the finance company, whoever's doing that, whether it's Klarna or one of those companies, they obviously get a cut. I don't know if the venues or artists do it. Maybe the artists just do it so they can get the money faster. And then what are you going to do afterwards? What if you default on your Coachella tickets financing?
Give me all the videos and pictures and selfies
They
back.
can't exactly recoup what they've given you there. That's pretty hard. All right, here we go. Let's jump into it. Face first, let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty, brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Great event on Saturday. Just a great event out there.
A lot of fun.
Celebrity bowling events. All the driving and parking went perfectly. Everything went fine. Things are good.
Sean does have to use a scooter moving forward, but
about $24,000 or so raised for.
I was told
$25,000 raised for Rosie's Adventures. Great charity, and good to see you all out there. Thanks to the crew over at JustCallMo.com for putting it together, doing all the hard work.
Bros.
My inbox gets a little brief break from Bus Decker's bowling updates.
Hey guys, 41 more days.
39 and a half days left until we hit the bowling alley. And, all right, okay.
Hey, but he's good at what he does, man.
He
Talk
did
about
a great
organization.
job.
I thought I was pretty organized, but nothing.
He did a great job.
To quickly answer your question before you get into jury duty, the people who finance Coachella have to finish paying before the festival. If they if they miss a scheduled payment, they have 10 days to bring their account current, or their ticket order is canceled and they receive whatever they paid as a credit toward next year's festival.
That's smart.
Oh, really? All right, okay. Yeah, so it leaves them as short-term debt.
Now, can you double finance where you reach out to another company to make your payments?
Maybe.
You can. You get a HELOC to pay off the tickets so they can't take
Home
those away
equity lines
from
of
you.
credit, thatmortgageguy.com.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mo.
No, it's okay. But great event. Great event. Thank you, Mo. JustCallMo.com. All right. So let me bring you into the story here if you're not familiar. We had last week a story about the bass guitarist for Weezer. His name is Scott Schreiner. He has a wife named Jillian Lauren Schreiner. She is an author that uses a pen name, and she's had some success as an author, and also is obviously married to the bassist Scott Schreiner from Weezer. There was a police chase in her neighborhood in Los Angeles. The police had been running after this group of people for a little while. One guy that was on the run was trying to hide in the neighborhood, and he was stripping his clothes off. And I believe he tried to garden in his boxers.
He started to use the stranger's home he broke into without clothes on and their hose. Just to be like, this is what's happening here, guys?
So as to mix in. He wanted to mix in. Something occurs, and Jillian Lauren Schreiner, the bassist from Weezer's wife, she hears that this is all going on. She grabs her gun and she runs outside. When she runs outside, she sees the police and apparently points her gun at the police and fires a round at the police. And then the police shoot her, hit her in the shoulder and drop her down. She runs back inside her house. And then her and the babysitter that was with her at the time, they go out and they put their hands up and they get arrested by the police. And they're going, what the hell is happening here? I had like so many questions. And now there's a little bit of a twist. The reason why she was home and why she had a babysitter at the time was because she was recovering from a hysterectomy in the house. She was like in the middle of a medical recovery because she had been diagnosed with cancer.
Was she all drugged up?
She might have been drugged up. And then she's like, what's going on out there? She had posted this, and I guess she had 2 back-to-back surgeries, including a full hysterectomy on March 22nd. And she has been recovering at her house from these surgeries. And then she was shot by the police on April 8th. So I don't know if she was still on medication from the hysterectomy and the surgeries that she had done. Maybe that led to this. It's still very confusing, but certainly an interesting one to watch. My favorite story in Jury Duty is going to have to wait until after the break. It's a wild one. And we'll also talk about SNL apologizing. They said, we shouldn't have done that. We really dropped the ball. What was too far for SNL? What did they apologize for?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, that is on the way, Sealand. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Traffic slowing down due to a car stopped on the shoulder on Florida's Turnpike northbound before Osceola Parkway. There's a car slowing down traffic off to the shoulder on I-4 eastbound approaching Howland Boulevard. There's still some slowdowns on I-4 eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429. Just travel with caution on the roadways this afternoon. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
What if I can guarantee the price of Bitcoin will be $1 million in 2030? Well, I can't, but I can guarantee you'll save a lot of money on blinds at my company, Blindster.com. Free samples, free shipping, and guaranteed to fit. Shop at Blindster.com today.
Look, we get it. Money doesn't buy happiness, but it does buy rent, tacos, and that suspiciously overpriced coffee you keep pretending is an experience. Win a cool $1,000 just for listening to us. That's $1,000 in in your hand. Real money, cold, hard cash. Use it to pay bills or blow it on something completely irresponsible. Hey, we don't judge. We just give you $1,000 and let you make bad decisions. Listen to win or don't, but then you'll be broke and bored. 13 keywords a day. Enter them at realradio.fm, and because you need to hear this, answer your phone if we call on Real Radio 104.1, where your poor life choices start with us. This national contest brought to you locally by Mills Air.
Mills Air, been in business since 1992. That's over 30 years. Carrier factory authorized dealer. Rebates up to $1,275 for brand new Carrier units. Turn to the experts. Carrier. And you can always turn to the experts at millsair.com.
Morning, Paula.
Morning, Ron.
Another day in Adminville, am I right?
What are you working on? Oh!
You okay?
Your tabs. You have so many open.
Yeah, gotta order lunch for the big client meeting. With great responsibility comes tabs.
I can help. Close all those tabs and open just one, easycater.com. Online ordering from local restaurants, plus tools to save time, stay on budget, track expenses.
One tab to rule them all.
EasyCater, the smarter way to order food for work. Order now at easycater.com.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news. Mortgage rates have improved again this week. Get your quote for a refinance to lower payments or get cash out at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
With that mortgage guy, Don.com.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crush Yard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we are conquering the unconquerable. Our experts are leading the way with innovative regenerative medicines and biotherapeutics that can repair diseased, injured, or defective tissues and organs to help treat people with chronic medical conditions. We're making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic, you know where to go.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Want to win $15,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows? Pick up your phone and text the word WOW to 20129. That's WOW to 20129.
Eustace Roofing, with over 65 years of experience in Central Florida, provides a VIP experience with an on-site crew lead, project manager, and expert team for every home. No wonder they won National Roofing Company of the Year. Visit EustaceRoofing.com to schedule your free estimate.
Warning, if you're thinking about surgery to fix your chronic joint pain, stop, because surgery can be risky, painful, and come with a lengthy recovery time. But there is an alternative, a groundbreaking therapy that revitalizes damaged tissue with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. QC Kinetics has successfully treated tens of thousands of patients, freeing them from pain in their knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints. Before you resort to invasive surgery, find out if you're a candidate for this advanced regenerative therapy by calling 689-314-7578. Don't let chronic pain dictate your life any longer, and don't risk surgery. Learn more about the joint pain therapy endorsed by professional athletes and available now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. To find out if you're eligible, request a free consultation from QC Kinetics. You owe it to yourself to learn more about this surgery-free alternative with no drugs and no downtime. Call QC Kinetics today, 689-314-7578. 689-314-7578.
Morning, Paula.
Morning, Ron.
Another day in Adminville, am I right?
What are you working on? Oh!
You okay?
Your tabs. You have so many open.
Yeah, gotta order lunch for the big client meeting. With great responsibility comes tabs.
I can help. Close all those tabs and open just one, easycater.com. Online ordering from local restaurants, plus tools to save time, stay on budget, track expenses.
One tab to rule them all.
EasyCater, the smarter way to order food for work. Order now at easycater.com.
Listen up, Gen Xers. Elizabeth Banks here. The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the way. We've done this before. Music videos, fanny packs, even the World Wide Web. So let's do it again and get vaccinated. We're at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults under 50. Gen X, this is our shot. Visit vaxassist.com to schedule. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Join the circle of life at the Lion King. Don't miss your chance to experience the world's #1 musical, The Lion King.
.org to get your tickets now.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, HAPPY, HAPPY, HAPPY. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Send him your tips and your deepest, darkest secrets. Email tips at the new...
Real quick, and then this story that I really enjoyed. I think you're going to enjoy it too. That should have been in jury duty, but we'll get to that here momentarily on the show. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com. And anonymous emails says, that dog that drives the car is Coda the Fluff. That's the name of the dog driving the car that was at the bowling event. She's a therapy dog that visits schools, nursing homes, hospitals, and visits first responders. Let me tell you something. They could literally give me the worst news ever. And if after the doctor told me about my stage 11 cancer, the dog in the car with the sunglasses on skirted into the office, I'd be like, all right.
What if...
I don't know, stage 11 teen.
Okay, riddle me this, though. Instead of doctor giving you the bad news, it's the dog that skirts in. It's like, boom.
You got like big spotlights crossing back and forth. They hit a button, the lights go out, and the dog goes, arr! It just kind of, you got cancer.
See ya.
It's so much better than not getting it that way, is it not?
Also, not getting cancer, but.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather not get cancer at all, but here we are. So it says she also does public service videos with local police departments to make people aware of different laws. She's part of a nonprofit. If you want something that makes you feel better, check out her social media, says Anonymous. Also, somebody says Jeff Bezos fell and almost face planted when he was celebrating the Blue Origin thing coming down. I guess he almost had a spill there. And then somebody had sent over Katy Perry and some of her comments about her experience up there and how all 15 seconds of it really just changed her life forever. Here's Katy Perry.
It is the highest high, and it is
she's been crying.
Surrender to the unknown, trust, and this whole journey is not just about going to space. It's the training, it's the team, it's the whole thing. I couldn't recommend this experience more. This is like up there with all the, different.
I have to tell you, all the ladies after this trip saying, I can't recommend this experience more. Do you think we could just do it? We can't just do this.
You can finance it now, actually. Same company as Coachella.
It's like, I think it was like $150,000 down payment to get the process started.
Did they still have to pay? I figured they would just be excited like Katy Perry and Gayle King.
Yeah. I think they're excited for the celebrity stuff right now, and so nobody's actually paying.
But it would be hilarious if even Jeff Bezos' fiance had to pay for the ticket.
It's just weird to go, I recommend it for everybody. Everybody should do this.
Tools that I've learned in my life, from meditation to the Hoffman process, this is up there because what you're doing is you're like really finding the love for yourself, because you got to trust in yourself on this journey. And then you're feeling the love when you come down, for sure. And you're feeling that strength. So I feel really connected to that.
What?
Strong, divine feminine right now.
By the way, you're such a badass. I love that the month of April, you're like...
No idea what the hell she meant by any of that she just said.
I mean, she got her period in space.
Sounds like it. She's back. She's back down to earth here. Before we get to the jury duty story, I did like this story about the governor, Governor Gretchen Whitmer was at the Oval Office, and I guess she didn't expect that there was going to be a photo op, and she didn't want to have a photo op at the White House. So the governor of Michigan, she tried to hide herself in the pictures.
I'm sorry, what?
she hang on, let me get it.
Oh,
So
it's such a good quality picture as well.
She didn't want to be seen for the photos that were being taken by the journalists there, and Governor Whitman held up a bunch of folders over her face.
What?
So,
Why did you not think there was going to be a photo op?
She said they pulled her into some photo op thing that she didn't know that was taking place, so she wanted to block herself.
If I'm at the White House, you better take my picture.
I mean, she's a Democrat.
She does it all the time, maybe, and I appreciate her avoiding the picture, because if you look at it, she did. All I see is a beautiful blazer and folder face.
It worked. Celebrities, take note. If you got the paparazzi following you around,
money. You want money?
You don't want
That's a
to get
Justin Bieber
photographed.
callback. Sorry.
Let's see. Hiding at the White House. Got it up over on See It Now. Go check it out on thenewsjunkie.com. That's Governor Whitman hiding at the White House. Whitmer, rather. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm trying to write and post and also talk.
I was making sure you're writing the correct thing.
No, I didn't even put her name in it, I don't think.
Folder face.
I got the right name on this story, though. If you hear the name Edward Scissorhands,
yes,
you automatically, your brain goes to a place. You're like, the guy named Edward,
the
who
movie.
has scissor hands. He probably uses his hands as scissors. He cuts up stuff or whatever.
Bushes and paper snowflakes, as well as women's hair.
Yes. I say all of that to say, I don't know why anybody's surprised by this story. This story should have been obvious. If Edward Scissorhands is a guy that has scissors for hands, you should look at people's last names, and that's what you can get, an idea of what you can expect out of them.
Okay.
So enter this story. Let's see if we can get some details from West 2 News.
In Brevard County, a man is facing charges after threatening employees at a Subway with a knife. Deputies say that the suspect, Edward Cocaine, and yes, that is his name.
For real. It says Edward Cocaine, this guy.
Arrested for assault with a deadly weapon. Let's be clear.
He did some bad stuff, allegedly, Mr. Edward Cocaine, but so great. And the mugshot is so
After threatening employees at a Subway with a knife. Deputies say that the suspect, Edward Cocaine, and yes, that is his name, got into an argument with the employees over their, quote, bad attitudes. That's when Cocaine started yelling, then left himself, or let himself behind the counter, pushing one of the workers. Deputies say that he then pulled out a knife. One of the suspect's friends intervened, and they eventually left the restaurant. Cocaine was later arrested for several charges, including aggravated assault.
Oh, man. What a name. What a name. They should have known it was coming from a mile away.
He had all the opportunity to be the cool guy.
He could have, but he wanted to go the violent way.
Is there a sense of family pride in that name, like that has overtaken the urge to change it?
Yeah, you just embrace it. That's why his mugshot looks like he has.
Do you know who I am?
A wild ride. It's just
I'm sorry, but from what I understand, just being up for 2 days on his last name does not lead to Subway often.
No, you shouldn't be attacking people
Quiznos
regardless
back in
of
the
what you
day.
put in your system. R.I.P. Quiznos. R.I.P.
This Gretchen Whitmer picture, the version that you got of it was just like a sliver, But if you Google her name, there were other people in the picture, and she's the only one hiding herself.
She's just hiding behind the folders?
Yeah. There's two other people in the picture.
If she doesn't want to take pictures, she doesn't want to take pictures.
She didn't want to be photographed at the White House. She's not on the red team. She's on the blue team. So she wanted to hide from those folks, and she's had some folders handy. So there you go. Check it out on See It Now at thenewsjunkie.com. All right, we got a bunch of stuff to get into. God, there's a clip I want to play real bad, too, but I've got to pay off a couple of things we promised. One that was dangling from jury duty was about this Wisconsin teenager who they said wanted to take out the president, not for dinner, but, just full-throatedly. And they said this guy was part of this online group called the Order of Nine Angels. Or Angles? Maybe Angles. The Order of Nine Angles. And they're radically motivated extremist people who are like neo-Nazis, basically, right? And they were calling for Trump to be taken out and start, they wanted to start a revolution, And all of the things that happened from this stuff, I go like, are there people who legitimately think if you were to take somebody out, like the revolution starts, everybody.
He's gone. Everyone gets to do what they want.
Like literally Helter Skelter. This is what Helter Skelter was, what this person thought it was going to be. And to accomplish his goal with these crazy folks that he was involved with, he killed both of his parents.
Oh, now I know what story you're talking about.
Donald Mayer, 51, and his mother, Tatiana Kasap, 35, were both found dead inside their home. And they said he did that so that he could get access to their bank accounts and then fund the stuff that he was working on. And there was other people like
crazy
communicate.
guy.
Oh my God, next level
Not
crazy.
How it works.
Just absolutely unhinged. And he didn't want to do that. He didn't want a clarinet in this particular case.
This kid looks creepy.
Yeah.
I know, right?
No, you can see it in his eyes.
Yeah, and I loved how they interviewed one of his schoolmates, and his schoolmate goes, "Yeah, he told me he wanted to do that." And you go, "Wait, he told you that he wanted to kill the commander-in-chief?" And he's, yeah, he told me about that. But then he said he didn't have a gun, so I wasn't super worried. And they go, "Oh, so you weren't worried about it because you didn't think he could actually pull it off?" He said, "Yeah, he did tell me he was going to befriend somebody and then make his way into their house and then take their weapon and then accomplish the task with their weapon. But I didn't think he was going to do it. I didn't think it was actually a worry or anything."
Even in this picture they got from the courtroom, his side profile, he just looks killy.
It's true, yeah. I don't know where. I guess he's an American. Nikita is a strange name. Kassap is the guy's name, and he straight up looks like a school shooter. I'm just being real with you. Like here,
parent shooter now.
Yeah. It was trying to go further, but yeah, he was arrested and did this all to get the financial means to pull off what he was looking for to start the revolution. There you go. And now to the other story that I teased. Saturday Night Live is sorry. They are apologizing.
Oh, what happened?
And I guess off the record, they have called this actress, Amy Lou Wood.
Yes, from White Lotus.
From White Lotus, who has the teeth that have kind of made her famous in this White Lotus season that has just been released. And they did a character with these kind of wacky teeth in a skit they did about White Lotus. And she said, "I don't think it's funny. I think it's mean and unfunny. And also, at least get the accent right. You screwed the whole thing up." And I don't know if it was Lorne Michaels or the actress who played this off, which was Sarah Sherman, who donned the fake teeth and stuff. I don't know who it was. Somebody apologized.
It seems a little late. I could see where she's coming from, getting annoyed by it, because that's been all the talk for the last, entirety of the White Lotus season.
Yeah.
And then it has been over for 2 weeks now. And now you're going to do your skit?
Yeah.
Everyone, just drop it. Leave the damn girl's mouth alone.
Well, she posted an Instagram story about this and said that they were mocking her appearance, which I think she just has it over by. I don't know if there's actually a medical condition beyond that she suffers from. But like I said, I think she should stay leaning into this. Maybe not stay getting upset at people talking about it, but stay leaning into this because it's making her stand out. Like it's really working to make her stand out as an actress. That's
Did you
smart.
hear who did think that the skit was funny?
No, who did?
Walton Goggins.
So there's this like weird...
Commented on SNL's Instagram account where he wrote, ha 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 ha, amazing with 3 Z's and 4 G's.
There's some weird rumors going around about them too.
They don't like each other?
No, that they were like extremely close, and he spoke very highly of her in interviews, and then all of a sudden they were like not following each other. And then he confirms that he runs his own social media, and she has not spoken about him. So, of course, the internet is doing what they like to do and come up with the conspiracy theories, but the fact that he also commented on it.
Well, do you know what he
like
did?
Salt in the wound.
I saw that he posted, I don't know if Courtney showed me or somebody, he posted all of these photos with this actress that looked like they were in love, like they were together. And he's like, missing my friend or some nonsense like that. And I thought, he has a wife.
He does.
Seems like
but actors are weird like that.
I know. That's so bizarre. That's so Hollywood to be like, God, I'm really missing this person. Where everybody who swings a hammer for work would never hear the end of it if you posted something like that and your wife saw it. But it's like, here's the question. I didn't see this skit on SNL. Did they make fun of his hair?
I didn't see
it either.
I didn't see any of it. All I see is a still picture of the teeth prosthetic that she's wearing, and her eyes are kind of bugged out.
Because what's out of bounds there? Is it out of bounds to make jokes about her appearance? And then what about a dude who's balding like that guy? There was a big issue people brought up. Are they allowed to make fun of that? Like, which one of these things are you allowed to go after?
Are we talking about an individual, or is she speaking for all people that have prominent teeth like hers?
I think she just said it was mean and unfunny, like from her perspective, which, of course, she's going to think that. I don't blame her for thinking that. I'd probably be pretty upset, too. What are you guys doing?
I mean, if it's not SNL, it's the entirety of the internet.
Yeah, that's true. You can't rope that one in. Can't make the internet stop doing that. But Amy Lou Wood is her name.
She's a sweet gal, I got to tell you. I love her.
SNL has said that they're sorry. They have apologized for this. Okay, we have so many more things to get into here. And one very awkward moment with a journalist that happened over the weekend that I want to talk about. And when we come back, a CEO is in trouble. And he's in trouble for the most unhinged thing I have heard in quite some time. We'll find out what that is together. That's coming up next in the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
There's congestion at the ramp junction where Florida's Turnpike meets the beach line. Keep an eye out for an accident off to the shoulder on State Road 408 eastbound approaching the Greenway there. Traffic slowing down through the city on I-4, and you can expect your regular delays on I-4 through that Champions Gate area. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by the Music Saved Me podcast.
I'm Lynn Hoffman, and lucky me, I get to host the Music Saved Me podcast, the podcast that explores the healing and transformative power of music. You can listen to the Music Saved Me podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey friends, Mills Air is ready to help you out if you have an issue with your air conditioner. That can be a scary world. I know you're kind of fretting when it comes to being a homeowner, any kind of issues. You're kind of scared of any issues that can happen with two things, your air conditioner and your roof, or maybe your big appliances. It's expensive, dollar signs like crazy, but there is a company that is honest and that will help you get back up and running, and that is Mills Air. That's important to know. They're amazing. They've been around for over 30 years helping people just like you out with their AC issues. Their techs can service any kind of brand out there. Doesn't matter what kind of AC you have. And they're a Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Give them a call. Here's the number for Mills Air. 407-277-1159. That's 407-277-1159. Or find them online at millsair.com.
Ron White, live.
If your eyes go bad, you can have LASIK surgery and they can give you 20/20 vision. But let me tell you something, folks. You can't fix stupid.
May 21st, inside Hard Rock Event Center at Seminole Hard Rock Tampa. On sale now at hardrocktampa.com or ticketmaster.com. Seminole Hard Rock Tampa. For mature audiences.
So, you finally have some time to yourself. Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. You've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
Get ready for fun family gatherings by replacing your old windows and doors with beautiful designs from Renewal by Andersen. One reason, they're customizable. Choose from a variety of styles and finishes to match your home's aesthetic, with each product custom built to fit your home's exact specifications. James says installation went smoothly. Installers polite and professional and hardworking. Take advantage of Renewal by Andersen's 1 month only sale. $300 off all windows, $825 off patio doors, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 18 months. Bonus offer. First 50 callers get a free True Scene screen upgrade. Call Renewal by Andersen today for your free design consultation. It's simple. Dial pound 250 from your cell phone. That's pound.
Let's go, Mike. YouTube, it's not too late. We can get one YouTube comment in before the end of the show. We can get one through. All of you right there. And can't hear just even a peep out of you. YouTube is just farting around, they say. They're just not powerful enough today, even though there's a big audience on YouTube watching. Mega Chat has blocked them out. And save for a stop the stream and start the stream, reconnecting with our streaming providers, it might not change. Usually, like, we're during the show, and like at some point, boom, all of a sudden it'll reconnect and YouTube comments will start coming in. But it hasn't done that today. How we doing, folks? You're almost through your Monday. Almost through your Monday. We got 2 segments left. You look great. You sound great. Gonna be a fun week on the show. Some twists and turns on the way. Mega Chat is the chatter of the day? Maybe. Could be. Can't be a YouTuber. We know that for sure. All right, here we go. We're coming back.
HAPPY. Happy. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Where common sense meets complete nonsense. This is the News Junkie.
On board with them, and if you miss any of the show, this is how you keep up with us. It's free. It's from iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts. And all of the links are up on thenewsjunkie.com. This story is so funny to me. It's like one of these just stories of our times. And there's a guy who used to be the CEO for a company called Nate, N-A-T-E.
Okay.
And his name is Albert Saniger, who is 35 years old.
Can see where we went with Nate.
He went and launched this website and this app. And they said Nate is an e-commerce company. They launched a Nate app that claimed to streamline the online shopping checkout process via a single AI-powered tap option. So they said, like, we've created this futuristic AI technology. And when you tap checkout, like AI will process your whole checkout and accomplish whatever needs to be done. And all these people in Silicon Valley were like, whoa, this is incredible. This is going to revolutionize how people shop online. And this AI breakthrough is huge. And they invested about $40 million in this company on the premise of its artificial intelligence capabilities. The thing is, the CEO of the company was lying the whole time. It was a room full of actual people doing the work.
It was just him.
He had like a big room full of all these like people he hired in India or whatever. There was no AI. The AI was people. It was human beings that were doing
this. And he
this.
thought he could get away with that?
Thought he could get away with it.
Oh, well, I guess he did with $40 million invested.
Yeah, they said the app was not powered by advanced AI technology at all, according to the indictment that's been handed down.
Embarrassing, dude.
There was real human beings that were doing the work.
There are some things that are offered right now or part of apps that say that there's an AI element, and I go, for what? What is it needed for? And I don't have a steadfast, like, good example of one right now, unfortunately. But like I keep running into things that were it's like, yeah, powered by AI, and I'm like, why? Why is it like that?
Right.
You know. And so what about checking out on your online shopping needs AI? Like if you've already done all the picking out of the stuff you want, and you've already done all the searching, and you've selected the things, and then you're ready to check out, what is the part that needs AI now?
I don't know. Let's see if we can find more about what they're doing.
Sounds good.
This story from Mashable says, tech CEO promised AI, but hired workers in the Philippines instead. Fake it till you make it doesn't always work. In a bizarre twist from the usual AI narrative, the FBI alleges this time human beings were doing the work of AI and not actually computers. According to a press release from the U.S. Attorney's Office, Albert Saniger has been indicted for a scheme to defraud investors. He misled these folks and said there was AI, but in truth, he relied heavily on teams of human workers, primarily located overseas, to manually process transactions in secret, mimicking what users believed was being done by automation. He used hundreds of contractors or purchasing assistants in a call center located in the Philippines to manually complete the purchases occurring over the Nate app. So
is it that much? I mean, if he wanted to actually create this business, he was still saving more money by contracting hundreds of other people in the Philippines?
That's the brutal thing. That's the absolute brutal thing. And my opinion on this, I don't know how many people agree, but I'll toss it out there. This is another example where I go, okay, tariffs, whatever. Like, let's get some negotiations going. If things aren't fair, let's get some fair deals with some of these countries, et cetera, in the world of tariffs. But why is it, if we're so concerned with these jobs staying in America, there are almost no financial punishments for companies that overseas large portions of their workers? Why is that not a problem if we're so focused on trying to keep these American jobs? You know what I mean? Like, if we want to keep Americans working, and then all of these companies, and there's a lot of them, and very many companies out there that will do this stuff, whether it's India or Pakistan or the Philippines.
I guess, yeah.
Philippines is a big one. And, whenever they could just take whole departments and trade them in for these people who work for a fraction of the money.
I mean, it poses an interesting question, that's for sure.
There's no punishment for that. Like, why shouldn't they? A company that does that should have to pay higher taxes. A company that does that should not, just pay exactly the same amount in taxes and fines as a company that employed American workers the whole time. Now, some people do like one or two people here or there, but I'm talking about there are companies who will employ thousands of people from the Philippines so that they can fire a whole bunch of American workers who are relying on those jobs.
Right.
Why wouldn't they get a hefty punishment? I don't know. That seems to me to be like something else we could focus on. But who knows? Let's go over to you. Let's work in a couple of dispatches real quick and see what you got on your mind on a Monday.
Oh, sorry, Sean. Meant to update you. We had to send all of those to the Philippines.
Oh, my God.
So
outsourcing.
All the dispatches we hear are going to be through the workers that we have now in the Philippines.
Technically, we've had to outsource all of the chat content today on Twitch, and the YouTube comments are not coming through. So we literally had to lean on and rely on these folks right now.
Times is hard.
Yeah, it is indeed. Point Blank Ted says on Twitch, Amazon has a service called Turk, where humans do bulk work. There's a story where AI once engaged that service to solve a problem. Yeah, it used to be called Mechanical Turk. I don't know if it's still called that, but you could use it to have people test stuff out on your websites.
I never got that name, why they called it Mechanical Turk.
Mechanical Turk, yeah. People used to use it. I kind of was in this world for a while, so I know about stuff like this, but it used to be part of Google's algorithm that if you were, say, second or third in the search listings, if more people started to click on your search result than the number 1 and number 2 listing that are above you, Google or whatever search engine would take something away from that. They would say, well, clearly this is a better link here because this one is attracting more people even though it's not on top. So folks would have Amazon's Mechanical Turk set up, and they would pay all these people like pennies, and they would go and click on the listings and click on their search result as opposed to the ones above them, and then they would be on top. It was a way to like manipulate the results.
Isn't that how they got these like mini viral search result things where you could Google the biggest failure, in America, and you would get Donald Trump?
Right. Yeah, they would do like search bombing.
Yeah.
And it would
like,
change
just
stuff.
hit the I'm feeling lucky button.
Yeah. Or if you, I think you could still do this a little bit. If you got together, I am not suggesting that you do this, but if you got together and had your friends and everybody you know Google C-Lane is a murderer, right? Like dozens of people, C-L-A-N-E is a murderer. C-Lane is a murderer. C-Lane is a murderer. If everybody Google searched that, when you type in C-Lane
is a murderer
in a search engine, when you type in C-Lane, it would give you the auto suggest of C-Lane is a murderer, right? So that's how they get those things in there. And they'll go, all of a sudden, a lot of people are searching for C-Lane as a murderer, and it would put that up by your name.
And it happens pretty quick because if you type in Katy Perry today, it's like space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
But then I like search something very random, and I can see immediately what website paid for all the results. Like something happened with the Keurig, and I was like, why is it doing this thing? And all of a sudden, it was, thank God I put Reddit afterwards, because it was justanswers.com, 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 and I clicked Just Answers, and it's all ads and BS.
You know what's crazy? There's so many people that are in that same situation, Sabrina, that most things you search, if you search for like Windows computer broken, it appends Reddit to the end of it because people are trying to get those results because the rest of them are garbage.
Take that, robots.
Search is garbage these days. AI is king.
Nothing is
There's
real.
New king. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll hear from you. We'll get into the final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Monday. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
Today on The Big Show, Flagler County has themselves a mystery. Plus, a Connecticut man rushes to a crash scene, but not for the right reason. We'll talk some sports with Brandon Kravitz, tons of great prizes for trivia, and we'll end it up with a conversation with Ray Trinley from TK Law. Plus, your calls, text, and talkbacks.
The Jim Colbert Show, today at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
Another warm and sunshine-filled day is on the way for Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast. And for our Monday, we begin the work week off on a warm note. Temperatures will be climbing to well above normal levels with a high of around 87 degrees. Tomorrow, we'll stay in the mid-80s before a cold front arrives late tomorrow evening and into early Wednesday morning, bringing high temperatures back down to the low 80s by Wednesday. Plenty of sunshine and dry weather through the end of the week. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
What's an American? It sounds like an easy question to answer, but it's not so simple. This week on Red Pilled America, we take a deep dive into this question, and what we found will shock you. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app. That's Red Pilled America, a storytelling show.
Do you already have a mortgage quote, and are you wondering if it's any good? Stop wondering and work with that mortgage guy, Don. Compare your quote today. It's so easy. As studies have shown that less than 20% of people compare the first mortgage quote they get. So don't be a slacker. Get peace of mind with the help of that mortgage guy, Don. So you go to his website, thatmortgageguyDon.com, hit the button that says compare, upload your quote, and that mortgage guy, Don, will tell you if it's any good. Simple as that. Get the process started today by working with an expert and a friend that you could trust. And don't miss the boat. Compare your quote by going to thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Do you hear that? That's the sound of over 40 Greenway dealerships vying for your car when you trade it in at Greenway Kia. When dealerships compete, you win. We're offering as much as $10,000 over Kelley Blue Book for your trade. Curious what your trade's worth? Check it out now at greenwaykias.com. We want to see you in a Kia. From Greenway Kia with 3 area locations to serve you.
All factory rebates to dealer, negative equity refinanced.
Show off your new smile with Solid Bite. The dentists at Solid Bite use the latest techniques and technology to give you the smile you've always dreamed of. Call Solid Bite in Melbourne now for an exclusive radio offer at 321-259-8000. Solid Bite, life-changing dentistry.
Spring is here, the perfect season.
Let's go, Mike. I just finally got the paper that I ordered from Amazon. So now, just now, in the last segment is where all of these stories come in. So we'll never know. Never know what we could have gotten to here. There was some great stuff. West Virginia high school basketball player who is now facing felony charges because he fouls so many people in these basketball games. Like he's the worst sportsman ever. And so much so that it's become now crimes. He's got charged with felonies. We could have talked about that. YouTube, you let me down today. So maybe you can make up for it. If you're over on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. It's free. Hit that subscribe button. And then come back for more, as we do this every single day. And we're talking about whatever's happening out there in the world, all the viral stuff. And hopefully you'll come along for the ride. Tomorrow, big show. Will everybody be here tomorrow? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Only one way to find out. Question mark, question mark, question mark. There may be somebody missing tomorrow. Who knows? But I know this. We're going to have a banger show. Every day. That's how we do it here. Obi-Wan Kenobi says, give it to Colbert to talk about. At this point, he's ready to go, you know? At this point, Colbert's cracking his knuckles in the studio. He's got all the stories ready to go. He's just hoping that in this last segment, this is the truth, friend, don't come up with whatever story he's about to talk about. Right? That's what you don't want. You don't want to be like,
ooh, I got this take, I got this story that we're going to get to. And then the person before you does it in their final segment. And you go, God damn it. I was right there. That's how that works. I've had it happen before. It's brutal. You're like fingers crossed, just hoping that the other person ends their show and doesn't mention anything else that you're going to talk about on your first segment. Which shouldn't really matter. It shouldn't. Plenty of things to talk about in the world. And everybody should have a different take on it anyways. Okay, folks. Chatter of the day. Chatter of the day. Avendasora, congratulations. Avendasora is our chatter of the day. It can't possibly be anybody from YouTube because we haven't seen a single one of your comments all day long. So congratulations to Avendasora. You are the winner. Chatter of the day.
Condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Rocket is giving every home one address. Rocket.com, a single seamless home ownership platform to help you find, buy, sell, finance, even refinance your home. Everything you need, all under one roof. Visit Rocket.com, the new home for all things home ownership. Rocket, own the dream.
Riding the daily roller coaster of viral news from the front row.
And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Monday. Thanks again to everybody who came out to the bowling event this weekend. It was good to see some of your faces out there for sure. And if you didn't make it out, well, next year I'm sure they'll do it again because it's a very successful charity event. And,
a lot of fun, too.
Yeah,
just,
a lot
of fun hanging with the people, manning the pinball room, the sold-out pinball room.
Yeah.
It seems like the biggest celebrity was that dog.
Yeah,
wow.
That dog was big.
I mean, it's what everyone's talking about.
More people wanted to take a picture with the dog wearing sunglasses riding around in a car, driving a car, than me, for sure. And I don't blame them.
What's the social media presence for that dog?
50,000 followers, I think.
I'm about to get some glasses for Carl, man.
Just glue them on his head. It's like,
I mean, just things are a little tight right now. I'm like, I can either work on these drafts and the TikToks and get all of 50 cents a month, or we get some glasses for Carl.
Yeah, he'd rock them, I think.
You were close, Sean. 45,200-ish.
That's what I thought, yeah. All right, let's get these final dispatches, all that good stuff in. Here's one of the clips I saw this weekend. On CNN, they had this person who used to work for the Washington Post, Taylor Lorenz, who is a real piece of work.
Yeah, I know her name.
She's always involved in some annoying drama. It's like constantly some annoying drama going on. And CNN was interviewing her about the Luigi Mangione dude. Who murdered the healthcare CEO guy.
Been going on with that.
And here she is talking about this.
Hilarious to see these millionaire media pundits on TV clutching their pearls about someone standing a murderer when this is the United States of America, as if we don't lionize criminals, as if we don't have, we don't stand murderers of all sorts, and we give them Netflix shows. There's a huge disconnect between the narratives and angles that sort of mainstream media pushes and what the American public feels.
All right, so she thinks that the American public feels the way she feels about this. I'll leave that to you to answer, but here she is.
And you see that in moments like this. And I can tell you, I saw the biggest audience growth that I've ever seen, because people were like, oh, some journalist is actually speaking to the anger that we feel.
The women who got her outside court in New York.
So you're going to see women especially that feel like, oh my God, right? Like, here's this man who's revolutionary, who's famous, who's handsome, who's young, who's smart. He's a person that seems this morally good man, which is
morally good.
Minus the murder?
Yeah, then they're just like laughing at, oh, he's a morally good man. And
But is she, am I understanding correctly, she's stoked because she got a bunch of followers after you spoke about that?
She's saying the American people feel what she's saying and that they really wanted the healthcare CEO guy to get murdered.
Okay.
And if he loses, if his kids lose a father in that whole mix, so be it. It's the morally right thing to do. So that's a good strategy. Let's see if that wins you any elections moving forward. Now, do we have time for it? I don't think we have time for a dispatch. I ruined it with Taylor. Oh, I wanted to show you. Have you guys seen this guy yet? Because he's going pretty viral. The Crooked Man. Have you seen the Crooked Man?
I've not seen the Crooked Man.
Weird.
Whoa.
Right, this guy has been working out only one of his trap muscles.
I've been seeing this trend, or
You
just
see
like
him?
one arm. I saw
Yeah.
some girl with just a giant right arm.
He's like, I've lost family members and friends because of this.
Shaped like a brick with absolutely zero aerodynamics.
So he's just working out one side of his body, and he has a left trap and a left arm that is in perfect shape.
Whoa.
His whole body is like off kilter to the side because
Why
he's
are you
only
doing
worked
that?
out.
Why are you
just
doing that? You look
for the lulz.
wild.
He said, it says, day 120 of working out one trap, looks minimizing. Instead of looks maxing, he's looks minimizing.
Oh,
to make
gotcha.
himself look weird. So strange. All right, I'll put that up on See It Now if I can remember here as we wrap things up today.
Just so odd.
It's weird, isn't it? What a weird move. Anything to go viral. God. Here we go. Let's get the hell out of here. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
What a time to be alive. Today I Learned for a Monday, April 14th, 2025. Today I learned this lady right here.
Madonna.
Damn
That's
it.
right. Madonna is correct. Madonna demands a brand new toilet seat at every concert she plays. The seat has to be with an unbroken seal so she can make sure that no one else's butt has touched that toilet seat before her.
Okay.
I would do that if I was rich. Like if I could really make things happen with my rider
I'd
backstage.
say new toilet every time.
Yeah, brand new. So no other skin has touched the toilet that I'm going to be sitting on.
And no other poop has.
No. Yeah. Gross.
That's
Today
a full
this-
circle, though.
Yeah, it is. There you go. From the beginning to the end. Here we go. Today I learned this band. Green Day. That's right. Green Day, indeed. Green Day's bassist, Mike Dirnt, famously had his front teeth knocked out at Woodstock 94. Yeah, that's right. 31 years ago. After throwing a punch at a security guard backstage and missing the punch. And then they said they covered it up so they could get through with the performance. Now he's playing at Coachella. Bunch of oldos up there slapping their instruments on the stage. Oh, my God. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place.